Oh, gotta do the news music.
That's not the music. I don't know what that is. That is not the music.
Not the music.
I apologize in advance, Ash. I apologize in advance.
Oh, dear God.
Just some auto tune and you're fine.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
What's going on? Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. Today we are your hosts, Al G857.
The 23rd Stallion.
Sticks.
It's a Turbo 857.
And your boy Big Shock, what up?
And joining us today, head of SMG Studios, Ashley Ringrose.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up?
What's going on, brother?
Welcome
All
to the show.
Should I do this in a really thick Aussie accent just to, get clear to...
Yes.
G'day, mates. G'day, how's it going?
Yeah.
Just hopped off the kangaroo.
And we got to do the New York, stereotypical New York accent.
Hey,
what's
I'm from New
going on?
York here.
Forget about it.
What's going on? I'm from Brooklyn.
Glad to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone's Italian.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what accent was that? I don't even recognize that.
I don't know what comes.
Yeah.
No, me and 23rd, we're actually a little bit Italian. Actually, a
Are
little bit
we?
Italian. Yeah.
Oh.
This is already a little bit of a train wreck.
Well, we're a little bit Italian, so it's not bad.
Oh, man. Well, just like all our podcasts, we always start off with the games we've been playing for the week. Who'd like to begin?
Well, first I'd like to give a shout out to the chat when they get here. Be sure to leave what you want to. We'll answer it. We'll get to it.
Yep, we got Big Choco on the chat.
Yeah.
That's me.
All righty. So now, we can get to the games we were playing. Who wants to start?
That's solid start with the usual.
Who's solid?
He said solid.
No,
start
I haven't
with
played Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a long time ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Still playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I can't get past that part, man. That marathon.
You're still on the same part from last week?
I'm trying to control those droids, man. Those two big battle droids. I'm still trying to control them to help me fight. And the guy with the rifle keeps blasting me in the face. So, yeah, it's like it's
Uncharted all over.
Wow.
Again.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much.
There's always that point in these 3D action games where it just like stops me cold in my tracks. So I'm gonna get past it though, but I haven't done it yet.
Are you
no
getting
skills.
good?
I don't know, man.
Does that mean are you feeling like you're getting good value? Because it's like, man, my playtime's 60 hours, but I'm stuck in this level.
You know, it's the last one. I'm at the end of the game. You know, there was a couple of bosses. The bosses in that game, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, what was it? The Ninth Sister was a tough one. The guy with the 2 red lightsabers, he was a tough one also.
I don't think it's that tough, to be honest.
When
I'll
it loads the
probably run
game
through
back,
it.
it doesn't count that as time. So it's going to say like 20 hours, but he's been playing for 60. Load screens don't count.
It's like over and over and over. It's just like, but I'm going to do it.
Is that the only one you're playing, or is it like, are you going back and forth between something else?
No, I've played a little bit of Dragon Quest 11 because I'm playing that game forever. A little Final Fantasy 7. I go back and forth between both of those. And I'm past the part with the Chocobo.
Wait,
I finally captured that bastard.
Oh.
Wait, you go back and forth between Dragon Quest,
Yeah.
the Star Wars game,
Yeah.
and Final Fantasy 7.
It all depends, yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Sounds like the 90s.
And
to me.
Smash Brothers.
doesn't make
Smash. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, Smash. It's
how do
easy
you-
to get a match in here for Smash Brothers Ultimate.
How do you go from Dragon Quest? Like, I can see action games.
It's all
switching
Square
back and forth,
Enix. It's all Square Enix.
But
could've
Dragon
done the
Quest
same-
and Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah.
He could have done the same thing in 95.
Yeah, he could though. He really could have.
Actually, was it 97?
And it's the thing with Final, because I want to play Final Fantasy 7, the original one, before I play the remake. And
That might have been 98.
I'm liking Final Fantasy 7, the original. I just don't like it yet better than Final Fantasy 5 or 7.
Nice. So you
It's
can
like-
stop playing
or
that and
4.
play the new one. You
Not
can
yet.
Stop playing it and play the new one.
Not yet. I gotta beat the original, but those are the games so far.
All right. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
All right. Who else wants to go?
I mean, I'm actually, you're about to
I'll go
Yeah,
next.
go for it, yeah.
I finally collected all those agility orbs in Crackdown 3.
You're
Nice.
still playing.
That's over.
I gotta give you credit.
You gotta call it
You're
Crackdown
real-
3.
that's how you know you're an Xbox fan. You're
fan.
trying to like support even the bad games. You're like playing them like really hardcore.
I'm here for the ride.
Listen, he's doing what you're doing and playing all the exclusives for PlayStation now.
Yeah, that's true. Except mine are good.
They were going to shut
I
down
tried
Crackdown
out-
3's. I was going to say they're going to shut down Crackdown 3's server, but there's this one guy still on there. Still playing.
He won't turn it off.
He won't turn this
He
game
will
off.
not
just
turn
won't-
this game
He
off.
always logs in. What
They did that for Halo 2, right? Was it 2 or 3? They kept the like a group of people on the server, and they stayed on for like half a year.
Yeah,
or
you
like
know
half a
they're
month.
mad angry. Like, can he stop signing in?
No, they
We
gave
just
him.
want to fucking cancel.
No,
him.
they gave him stuff. They gave
No,
him
I'm
money.
talking about
They gave him
chalk.
like
I'm talking about chalk and crack.
if he stays on, they'll probably give you something.
Maybe.
They'll
They'll
probably-
make you
To
a
get
mess.
off.
Right, you'll be the mascot of the
Right?
Microsoft.
Right? I better be in the next game then.
There's no next game.
The
Shut
first
up.
person to
Crackdown for some big chalk.
get evicted from Crackdown.
Crackdown on Genesis is better.
Crackdown servers.
Whatever.
It
man.
is. It is.
Anyways, as I was saying,
co-op.
I tried out Jump Force.
Better than Crackdown?
Oh,
Really?
I'm
No?
not.
I thought that would be your game.
I thought it would be too.
because of the characters, but I heard the gameplay.
Nah,
is
sloppy.
kinda-
Characters are fire.
Yeah,
It's sloppy gameplay, though.
Yeah.
and they announced it for the
Really?
Switch too.
The cast is amazing.
But
Gameplay is not there.
what is it about the game?
Because it's 3D. It's 3D fighting.
It's
It's
just-
not really that great.
It's tough on 3D.
It's just not. I don't know. It's just not. It feels a little clunky, and
You should have went 2D. If they needed
You
to.
don't get
And
that
it's just
that satisfactory feeling when you beat someone in the game. You don't
No.
get that. Yeah, it's just
No.
like
Oh,
eh.
so it's like, oh shit, I won.
Yeah,
Like
all right.
instead of like,
it's like,
oh yes, I won.
It's like, but I'm not gonna lie. It is cool shoplifting everyone's moves.
shop.
But you can take
Shoplifting
the moves.
Yeah, you can like once you create your character. Yeah, you can create a character in the game,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
that's your avatar for the game.
Okay.
And you can equip everyone's moves. Like you have 4 moves to choose from. I mean, 4 slots for moves. So it's 3 regular special moves and 1 like awakening move. So you can choose. You can mix them up. So you can have a move from Naruto, a move from Piccolo, and then a move from
Oh, okay.
from Luffy.
That's
So you pick all the Goku's moves and then what else?
All of Goku's moves.
I didn't pick any of Goku's moves. I got Vegeta's move. Bro. Come on, man. I'm a man of taste.
All those characters designed the same.
You didn't pay for that though.
Nah, it's on Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
I'm glad I didn't pay the $60
Story
for
mode's
it, to
decent,
be
though.
honest. Huh?
Story mode's decent, though.
Yeah, I mean the story seems cool. It's just I'm not anxious to play it. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of dope characters in there. But
Damn.
Yeah, so they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Damn.
Could have been dope.
could have been.
Could have been.
And then Dragon Ball FighterZ, of course.
Same game as the one you just said.
No, Dragon Ball FighterZ is so much better.
You just gotta clarify.
So much better. Just for the record. And I threw in the Master Chief Collection, so I started playing through Halo 1 again.
Halo.
Is that the one you could do?
Halo
Can you switch it like that?
You
one?
can switch it to
That's
the
the one.
old graphics
Oh.
on the fly,
Oh,
Really?
and it's
I like games that do that. That's pretty
and
fun.
it's dope.
Halo
pretty
was
fun.
dope.
So you can appreciate what they've done with the
Yeah,
update. I like
absolutely,
That's awesome.
absolutely. And what else? What else was I playing? I think that's it. Yeah. I
Any
think
co-op?
that's it.
You playing any co-op with us this week?
Street Rage 4.
We're gonna be doing.
No.
We're gonna be doing.
No, we did that last week.
We're gonna be doing Gears 5 later in the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
About time. I gotta finish that.
I know we got like 2 playthroughs left. But
Well,
that's
we did some co-op
yeah.
yesterday. As a matter of fact, we played Hunt Down.
Hunt Down.
23rd Stallion and I. 2-player co-op.
That game's fun.
Very fun.
That's fun.
Very, very fun. It's a side-scrolling action shooter. It's like a comedy, 80s.
80s
80s
cheesy,
style.
It's funny.
hilarious dialogue.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very similar to Action Squad.
Yeah, there's
Um,
similarities.
A lot of differences, but very similar. Tough bosses. Tough
You gotta learn.
It's a lot of
It's
boys
an
in
old
that
school. It's
Y'all
an
learn-
old school action platformer. Like, reminds me of a little bit of
game. Elevator
Contra.
action.
Oh man.
Contra. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Elevator
Sorry.
action.
We're gonna like cut your mic at like sometimes. Elevator action.
Not
What
at all.
bosses are there in elevator action? Can you please, please,
Mega
Yeah.
Man.
yeah, Contra Mega Man that have bosses. He says elevator action to derail the entire shit for no apparent reason.
Trainwreck.
And you didn't even have the shot yet. Oh my god, I can't even.
They should take that away from me.
Yeah, take the shot away from him.
You already got a beer. It's good enough.
As you were saying.
As I was saying, yes, it was a very good game, very fun. We're actually very far. We're at like 50%.
50%. Yeah, we got 2 more playthroughs and it's
And
done.
we're pretty much done with the game.
I'm afraid of the last boss 'cause
I
I know
am
it's
too.
gonna be a
You'll
pain
be
in
good
the
enough.
ass.
Yeah.
You get better.
Yeah.
Run through it.
Cool weapons. Also, what else was I playing? Oh,
What about that demo you
I
played?
played. Yes, exactly. I played the demo. we how do we even?
I don't
explain
even
this?
know how to
I can't even
explain this
explain
demo.
game. Hold on, what's the name of this? Infiny, that's right.
Infiny.
If you watch the trailer,
Infinity.
It's a game
my
called
God.
Infiny. It's going to be released on the eShop very soon. They're from Poland, I believe.
Yeah,
the
Poland. Yeah,
studio-
puzzle. It's a puzzle
It's
game.
a puzzle.
It's
a puzzle
a
game.
it's a trippy.
acid trip.
Super trippy.
It's definitely drug. Like there's
Induced.
definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely drug induced. There's something
yeah.
going on in this game,
Yeah.
but it's intriguing. It's
Yes.
so intriguing.
It's very fun to watch.
Oh my gosh.
The character design and everything is very like.
It's so tough to explain. I can't even.
It's weird. The only thing I can say is maybe we should put a link to the trailer.
Yeah,
Yes.
There's
Well, you'll be playing
you
the
know.
game soon enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
We
you'll-
actually reached out to the developers and they send us a code.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm gonna
That's gonna
actually
be
we're gonna
entertaining.
figure out a way to
Yeah.
stream it
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
entertaining.
gonna
record
see
it. But
And we suggest you
Yeah.
have something to mess with your
oh,
mind.
the demo
during it.
the demo is interesting. All I gotta say is that it is a weird. It doesn't explain anything to you like the story. It's just like. And then they give you like a little bit of the story, but I don't know if it's because of the demo or if it's an actual like game. I don't know, but the controls are good, and it does do a good job of teaching you elements of like puzzle
How to
elements
do
and
it,
how to play. Very cool, different way of
Interesting.
yeah, thinking outside the box to
It's out
to
there.
solve the puzzle.
And I'm not saying do drugs. Say no to drugs. I'm just saying.
It's a
This
good
is gonna mess
alternative
with your
though.
mind. This is gonna mess with your mind.
It's a good alternative though. If you don't want
People are like,
to,
really? That sounds good.
it's a safe alternative to drugs.
Yeah. what else you?
No, that's pretty much it. Oh well, of course, the Tetris 99.
Of course.
I play every day, and fitness boxing,
Okay.
but that's not really something that
Yeah.
Is fitness boxing working though?
yeah.
Cutting the weight.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to. I was just talking to 23. I'm trying to incorporate kettlebell workout with that. I want to add that to the
Hell yeah.
workout
Not bad.
because it's mostly cardio. So I wanted to add like some kind of weight to it. But it's been good.
Putting in that grind
good.
during the quarantine.
It's fun. It's fun. Fun game.
All right, I can go into what I'm playing.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm playing The Last of Us 2.
Ooh.
Oh, I've
I'm
heard
not
of
going to
that.
go much into it because it's a story-driven game. I'm not
Yes.
going to
Tell us spoilers. Give us spoilers.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it.
You know how long I've been running from spoilers in this game?
They're everywhere
Literally
now.
2
Yeah.
months.
They're everywhere.
And I didn't hit anything. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of whatever I'm following that didn't show me directly. but it, I mean, it's criticism. I mean, it's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be people who don't like it and people who like it based on the story. It's a story-driven
Right.
game. So, if you're a fan of the first one, gameplay-wise, they have turned up the dial on the amount of action that happens in this thing.
I love
And
action.
it has a big, like, Walking Dead vibe to it.
Oh, I'm gonna love it then.
Really, really does. And like, there's just a lot going on.
I'm probably gonna be obsessed with it.
And I'm like, if you play the first one, if you've seen like how much stuff happens near the end,
yeah,
and like, okay, it doesn't stop, it just keeps going.
that's. It the
I'm
whole
nowhere
time.
near the end, and it just seems like, how is this just a part of this? This is like a huge thing happening right here.
Okay.
Everything is happening,
Okay.
and I feel like I'm at the end of the game all the time.
Wow.
So it's just a lot going on, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm
First
definitely
one-
playing right after this podcast again. Too, 'cause I have to get through it.
First game was a masterpiece, man. That was I have nothing bad to say about
Yeah,
that one.
I'm intrigued. I can't
Yeah.
wait to play it. I can't wait.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, all I can say is
sounds
play through it.
Naughty Dog.
Play through it.
Oh, I will.
That's all you're playing?
I'm saying. That's all I'm playing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all,
That's
I
all you
have-
should be playing, right?
I have Ring Fit Adventures. I finally found a copy of that, so I do have that, and I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna incorporate that into some workout thing.
Oh, you're not gonna scalp it? And like
No,
something?
I know I can get a lot of money for it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, but I actually want this game. So no, I have that, and I have what did I get? What else I got? Sonic Mania Plus, but I already beat Sonic Mania, so I'm not in a rush to
Yeah.
play that one. I just wanted the newer version and not
Physical
have it digital.
form.
I wanted physical. Yeah.
Physical, yeah.
So it's a special edition one, so I'm gonna keep those as my Sega classics.
I got the Plus DLC too. Never played it.
Yeah,
Got on sale. I do that sometimes.
it's got a shiny box, so I wanted to buy it.
Wow.
That's it.
Well, no, I have a.
Hey, this looks shiny. Let me get
Yeah,
that.
easy sell, man.
Well, no, with Panzer
Yeah,
Dragoon, Alice Kid. I want all the retro classics that they redid for Sega.
Yeah.
I want that as like a collection, a little bundle there.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
So-
I feel that.
I imagine you like driving and then getting a speeding ticket, and then the cop is like, "Look, it's shiny," and you're like, "Ooh."
I would not take a shiny speeding ticket.
I'll pay you
unless
the
it was a
shiny.
ring because it's Sonic.
Wow.
See how I took it back?
No,
That
I-
was
All right,
special.
what do you play? That's all.
Same 2 games as last week. Still playing Smash Brothers. Obviously, had a rough couple of days. We won't talk about that. Rough couple of days. You know what the thing is? It's just like when you're just jumping from character to character, and they play so different, and then like, oh, my lesser character is doing better. Then you go back to your main, and he just gets worked, and it's like, damn, man, I gotta spend a whole day with one character, then the next day another character.
Yeah, dude.
Your main is your
It's
lesser
hard
character.
to jump
Yeah.
around.
So my main was been getting his ass kicked, like really stupid. And plus Nintendo needs to fix the online. It's cost me so many matches, especially before this podcast. I lost probably 4 matches because of lag. And lag, I'm not even saying like, oh, like a little hint here and there. I was
Completely
in
busted.
midair like this.
I've seen it.
Legit 3 minutes went by.
Wow.
3 minutes went by. I'm like, can at least, because I remember back in the day when I used to play Fight Night Champion online, and it would freeze, they would just drop the whole match. And that's
Yes,
it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Now, not Nintendo.
Yeah, they don't drop them.
You
They
gotta
come
sit
out the
there.
match from so
But for
much.
some reason, they don't have the same issues on their side that I do. I'm trying to catch up to the timing. They're perfectly timing everything. It makes me think they have a lag button. I gotta investigate.
They're good at it.
I still gotta
Your
investigate it.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
No, they
yep,
only
I
play
got-
on
I gotta
lag.
I gotta continue that conspiracy theory.
They
Other than
only
that,
play in lag, man.
what's that?
They only play in lag.
Probably. They're
so
probably
they know
so
how
used to
they
it.
know how
Yeah,
do it.
probably used to it.
It's like swimming.
Yeah.
I don't run the lag a lot. Only like once yesterday. That
Oh,
was
I got a lot today. A
I
lot
don't
today.
get that
I
one.
run into lag on Dragon Ball. I remember I was playing a ranked match, and like our energy was tied, and
He hits the button.
No, I was dashing. I think I was dashing towards him, and then it started freezing up. I was like, no, I had a meltdown. I posted that on Instagram. I think I had a minor meltdown. I was like, no, don't you cut off? Don't you?
And it cut off.
And then you see your
Wait,
energy.
was that on Xbox you're playing it?
Of course.
But
it's
you know
not
what
like
it is?
that.
They probably unplugged it because they probably were scared to lose.
That's
That's what happened.
That
that's
happens.
sad.
Yeah. And what's worse,
They don't lose any.
not to continue on Smash Bros, but what's worse is you'll win a match. I won 3 matches today, and I got no
points.
GSP. I got no
No-
points
no,
because they unplug it as soon as they lose, and I get nothing.
But they,
Oh,
you know what?
that's
They do
cheap.
get penalized for it. Like
Do
they?
they?
Will have a lower GSP because of it, but they should at least award you the GSP that you.
Well, they should
for
get
winning.
suspended. They should get like a 10-day you can't go online on that game, and if they do it again, they should get like.
They'll get a
month.
warning. They'll get a warning.
I ain't good enough.
That's
Yeah.
not good. It's definitely not good enough. Too many people do it. Other than that, Red Dead Redemption 2, I got 22% into the game. It's really, really awesome, and it's really, really overwhelming. It is just so much to do in that game.
Red Dead 2.
But it's like, I see why. They want you to feel like a damn cowboy. Like it's not even like, oh, I'm a cowboy. Yeah, let me do a couple missions, beat the game. No, they want you to feel and live like a damn cowboy.
Yeah.
Like cutting your hair, let it grow, change your outfits, clean your gun, buy this, rob a store, rob a train,
Shave.
shoot somebody for no apparent reason,
Yeah, that's your thing.
or try to save somebody, accidentally knock them over. They say that they're going to report you, and then you're like, what do I do? You hog
drag
time
them
and you
into the
drown
river.
them by accident. And shit just goes down in that game.
Accident.
I'm not doing any
Accident.
more nice things anymore because every time I do something nice, I mess something up and I accidentally kill 2 innocent people.
You're a cowboy, that's what
I
happens.
accidentally shot my gun in the.
Yeah, I did that before. I hit the
in
wrong button. I'm
in
like,
in the store while shopping, and then I got freaking. Next thing you know, I'm like in a shootout.
he pulls out a shot. The clerk
get
pulls
mad
out a
free
shotgun.
I
Like,
pressed the wrong button. I was like, oh no.
Then you have to rob the place because
Yeah.
it's already
There's
going
so
on.
much-
I'm
there's so
sorry.
much-
I'm sorry. I gotta rob you. Now.
there's so much room for error in that game. Like, I bumped
Yeah.
into someone walking to the convenience store, and he wanted to fight me. I said, Jesus, man, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
walk. And
Don't
it's
bump into people. You live in New
Well,
York.
they make the
You know
game.
how it is.
They don't give you fast travel until like 60% through the game,
Wow. Wow.
and
Wow.
they don't make it easy for you to find out.
No, they want
Like
you to
I
walk
figured
a
it
mile.
out like at 80% through the game. I was like, oh, there's fast travel. What the hell?
Man, I'm in it for the long haul. But yeah, that's all I'm playing. Ash, you playing any games?
Yeah, I mean, I've got kids, so my game time's extremely limited. I'm jealous of being able to play these bigger games, but I'm playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator Tabs. I don't know if you played that. It's just
Yes.
kind
Oh
of
yes.
Oh, that game is amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
I love
game is
watching it.
hilarious.
it's
Love watching
it's
it.
it's fun to play with the kids because I let them kind of decide things, and they're always like, do the snake archers, just snake archers, and we kind of, steamrolled through a bunch with just that, and then I got bored. I was like, okay, no more snake archers, they're too powerful, and then so mixing it up, and my son's learning a bunch. He's like, oh, what's this Da Vinci thing? And he's like looking it up. So yeah, I think that's a really fun one because we can just eat away at a few levels.
Yeah.
That, and I've got Ring Fit Adventure as well. The kind of kids, hassling me to get onto that. That's good. I set the alarm on my Switch to go like, hey, do the alarm. So it's sitting there in the lounge room and we'd be eating dinner. It'd be like, I'm like, what is this? And it's like, oh, it's telling me I got to do Ring Fit, and it's like, oh, I got to turn that on.
It's like, stop slacking, get back to work.
Yeah.
It's like it's time to stop eating.
But
exactly.
You have to work out now.
But those two, and then a lot of the stuff I play on mobile just more for research. So like I'll download a game, check it out, just for like, why is this popular? So, once you're making games, playing games almost becomes like homework. So you're like, all right, I've got to check out why this game's popular. You play it for a bit, and you're like, okay, I understand it, and then it's kind of like move on. So, that's it's harder to sit there and gorge on a 60-hour or 100-hour game. I remember playing Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
I got about 5% through, and it said, I spent about 10 hours, and it says you've done 5%. And I just uninstalled it. Just uninstalled it because I'm like, I'm out. I don't have this. I don't have that commitment because I was getting too addicted. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I've got to cut myself off here. So I've got Red Dead as well, but I played a bunch of it. It got to, when you get to the first camp and it's like overwhelming. It's like, no, I've got to stop playing.
So overwhelming.
Yeah, because I could just see myself. I hardly shave at all, but it'd be like I'm not shaving. Not even seeing my kids, and it's like, Dad's a cowboy. Just leave him alone.
Your kids will be a year older.
Yeah.
You'll be 15% through.
Yes. Wow, that game does sound overwhelming.
It is.
It's like-
and it's a great game.
It
It's
is.
a outstanding game,
It
but
is.
man, you need to
You have to
put some time
You need to have
away,
time.
and you can't play it for an hour. What the hell's an hour gonna do?
No.
You got to set at least 4 hours,
Yeah.
at least
Yes.
4 hours
Yes.
for a playthrough.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to play Metal Gear 5, and I was like, all right, kids are asleep, wife's asleep, let's play. And then it was like, just the intro was like an hour and a half. And it's like, I'm sitting there going, all I've done is push forward. So what are you going to play? And it's like, and then you look at it, it's 2 a.m. and now I'm starting to play. It's like, no, I'm too tired already. Yeah.
Too much.
That's why that trend of the 50, I think Sony said like the 15-hour game is going to come back, and it's like, yeah, it's, I think they're just happy to make these kind of really contained, super polished, things than these massive behemoths.
Yeah. Then they can make sequels.
It's welcome.
That's
Next
why I
year,
like. That's
2
why I
years.
love Streets of Rage 4 because you just pick it up, play it,
Yes.
boom.
Yeah.
If
so
you play through the whole
refreshing.
thing, it's like what,
Yeah.
an hour and a half, 2 hours, boom,
Well,
done with the
imagine-
game.
Imagine if that Spider-Man isn't that long, and then they come out with another story, and like in a year or less.
That's fine.
And that's fine. You just do that one instead of doing like one game
One
per
big-
generation for 7 years, like GTA 5. Then you got to wait for three generations.
3 generations.
Oh my god.
So instead of just doing that, but I mean, it's a trade-off between the online
Yeah.
and continuously making money online, or that one playthrough that's 90 hours long.
Yeah.
But if you cut it up, you can do those 30 hours 3 times, and that's the good lifespan of the system. It's
Yeah.
good.
Pretty much.
60 hours is just, oh god.
It's a different business model, man.
Yeah.
It's
The
too much.
online
I mean, I know with the online, it's a lot more money for online.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna try and do that every time they get a chance.
Yeah.
If you're a big AAA company.
Yeah.
But
Seriously.
Wow. Is that all you're playing?
Yeah, it's just those ones. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of mobile
All right.
stuff.
All right.
All right. So
gonna have
we gotta do now.
We gotta knock these shots down and do the news.
Yeah. Well, the reason for us doing these shots is because we had just had a little birthday.
No.
No, not that
No,
one.
not
We're
the
gonna
night.
celebrate that
Reason
later.
for the
no.
Reason
Yeah,
for the
no,
shot.
Turbo 87's birthday just passed.
That's not for these shots.
And sticks.
Yeah.
And sticks.
I do.
And
Turbo.
mine.
And Turbo.
Yeah,
And
my
Turbo.
birthday passed too.
Yeah, we don't even remember.
I just said Turbo
But
87's
We're at
birthday.
that age.
Shots are for the 857th.
Subscriber.
Yes.
On the YouTube.
On the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have passed that milestone, and that's a special number. So we got to celebrate that number,
Yes.
Yes.
and we will tell you who is gonna, win a prize from that, but
Yeah.
not right now.
Right,
Not
we're
right now.
not
At the-
going
at
to
the
reveal.
end of the show, of
we're not
course.
going to reveal who it is yet,
Yes.
but we have it.
But in
Yeah.
the meantime, everyone look at Sticks as he takes the shot.
Cheers,
I'm a
fellas.
duck under
Cheers,
the table.
everybody else.
Cheers to the 857 subscribers.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
God.
You gotta be
Again,
shitting.
just stop it. Stop you.
You gotta be shitting.
So you've been putting on a show all this time. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
That was
You
delicious.
secretly
You
love it.
gotta be shitting.
No, it wasn't that bad.
secretly
It
love
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
He puts on a show every week. That's
No,
what
it didn't
is.
burn that much. I got,
What was that shot? Tell
you got
them.
everybody watching me.
No, it was Jack Daniels.
Jack, really?
Yep, it was Jack.
Okay.
Tasty, right?
that wasn't as bad as usual.
And
Yeah,
tequila.
well,
Let's get this news pop.
Ah, hold on.
You gotta do the news music.
oh,
gotta
you
do the
all
news
late?
music.
Hold on.
Oh, gotta do the news music. That's not the music. I don't know what that is. That is not the
That is
music.
not
I'm working on getting some kind of
an actual sound
sound,
bite.
a sound bite or something.
I just did it for
857.
you.
857.
That's what happened. Yeah.
857.
I apologize in advance, Ash. I apologize in advance.
Oh, dear God.
Okay.
Just some auto tune and you're fine.
There we go. Exactly.
Yes. That's
can
not
sing.
fine.
I can sing.
All right, sing it next time. Next time.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
All right. On to the news. We got some Warner Brothers news here. So Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad game domains have been registered by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
So,
I'm excited for one of them.
Gotham Knights.
so listen, there's been so much hype and rumors and gossip about the next Batman game from
Warner Brothers.
not Warner, well, from
Rocksteady.
Warner Brothers, yeah,
Rock, Rocksteady.
but from Rocksteady, yes. Now, no one knows if these are directly in correlation with that studio, but you think that Gotham Knights would be something that sounds similar to like Arkham Knights and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you think that would be in that type of same world. So if they're not switching anything, but it's not. That wasn't the title that was originally given to us, as far as what we were expecting.
Well, didn't they, Warner Brothers, didn't they do the third Arkham series, Arkham...
Origins.
Well,
Origins.
Warner Brothers did
Origins.
everything. They own the thing.
Well, yeah, I know they owned it, but it was a different studio. It wasn't Rocksteady that did that game.
No.
Warner Brothers Studio, I think.
It was Warner
I
Brothers.
think it's Warner Brothers
Studios.
Studio.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you think this means? Like, they also had they also registered Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is something else they have as a name. I don't think that's going to be a game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe they just put that there to show you that there's no Justice League game coming.
Wow.
They
Just to
changed it
remind you.
Yeah.
They changed it to Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that just going off anything, Gotham Knights will be like the main Batman type game that plays like that. Do you think that Suicide Squad is going to be like Marvel Alliance, or do you think it's going to be like, because everybody pictures Batman as being the same type of Batman that we are,
Accustomed to.
that we see all the time. But what if this Batman, the Suicide Squad, I should say, what if that's for like the Switch and it's multiplayer and it's more like Alliance?
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Because I can't see. I mean, unless they
The
do
right
a storyline.
cast?
Well, if they
I'm
go
with
that
it.
route, then I would believe they, and I would never want to see this, but I would, if they go that route, they'd probably go mobile.
Mobile.
They'd probably go direct mobile.
I don't think they would do mobile.
If they're going that route.
It's a horrible revelation. Oh my
Oh,
god.
it's horrible.
But I don't think
see
they. I don't think
But-
they do that as a Batman game with all those characters.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
Nah, I don't,
I don't
think
think
it's
they
gonna
would
be.
do it like that unless they're
Nah.
planning to do a direct take on the Avengers by Square,
Nah, I think
and
it's
they
gonna
want to
be
do
a
it
beat 'em
just
up.
like that.
I think it's gonna be a beat 'em up, and the Suicide Squad is gonna be hunting down heroes and laying people out.
Okay. Okay.
And Gotham Knights, I think, since it's not directly named Batman, I think it's gonna have all the different members of the Bat family as playable characters,
Batgirl or
and
They already rumored that, yeah.
and possibly co-op.
Yeah,
I would hope.
they rumored both. They actually rumored both. They said a while back there was a rumor that came out that said, oh, it's going to be Batman, it's going to be, Batgirl, it's going to be Robin, it's going to be Nightwing, it's going to be Red Hood.
Batwoman.
said
Damian
Give me
as
that
Robin.
Damian Wayne.
That Damian Wayne.
Damian
Also,
snob.
Damon Wayans.
You
No,
know,
Damian Wayne, not Damian.
So
Wayne.
now he
Damon
said
Wayans.
we can't give him no more shots.
Man.
He's just derailing my entire
I'm sorry, he
spiel.
said Damon
He
Wayans.
just
Wayans.
completely derailed what I was saying with Damon Wayans.
What if he was in it though?
I can't
He was
even.
in G.I.
I
Joe?
can't even entertain it. I can't entertain
Bruce
that
Wayne
anymore.
and the Wayne's family.
Actually,
Take that phone away
Hold
from
on,
me.
wasn't Damon Wayans rumored to play Robin in Batman Forever?
Oh,
Like
it would have
years
been.
ago?
It would have been the same movie.
Yeah, it
It would have been the same movie.
Derailed
same
my
movie.
whole shit.
As you were
Just
saying.
completely just
Sorry.
killed
Hey, you
it
know
all.
that happens, man.
Anyway, how I would have it. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of the Suicide Squad, really. So I mean, if they did it like Marvel Alliance, I don't think that would work. I would have to do it like Batman, how they do the Batman Arkham series. But you gotta have to change it up a little bit because if you have that many characters playable, it has to work for each playable style for each character.
That's
But
what I was saying.
It has to be similar.
Yeah,
And they-
Deadshot, Killer Croc.
Listen,
I know
Yeah.
who's on it.
Nah, it's
I
just
don't
like-
need the
I don't
rundown
think-
of the characters.
I don't think the franchise is like that. Franchise is big enough to do a solo campaign on each character.
No,
one
no,
game.
yeah, no.
It would
So
have
it has
to
to be a multiplayer type game.
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
have to be a different.
That would be its stick. That
Well,
would be
it's
its
It's
Wait.
thing.
like being like a super fun beat 'em up.
Yeah,
It would have,
it's a-
yeah, that
that would
a beat
be
'em up
like
would make sense.
accessible.
In the
at
vein
least.
of Streets of Rage, actually.
Well, because they're not heroes.
No,
But-
definitely not.
They're not heroes, so since
They're anti-heroes at
so
best.
that means they would have to take a different take.
I mean, I would like to see it. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it, but you know, I'd like to see him try it.
I'll see.
What do you think, Ash?
Well, yeah, I didn't even think of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but the number 3 did really well. Number 2 was pretty good. So I like that. I think having those two games as you've got your Batman Arkham style, deep 3D one, then you've got this more casual scroll and beat 'em up almost with a little bit of RPG bits. I think that's a good combo for them. I don't think they go mobile. Otherwise, it would be like Suicide Squad Match 3 or something.
Oh yeah,
The domain name's really weird though. That's the longest domain name I've seen, and I think it's like you get tired halfway through typing it. But yes, I love the Arkham series. So I think if they're adding co-op to it, that's a really good way to kind of sequel. Like more than just it's just another one, but it's even better. It's like adding co-op, just add something new. So yeah, pretty excited about that. And yeah, you're right. It's interesting they didn't write Batman Gotham Knights. It just got Gotham Knights. So, maybe it'll be called Batman Gotham Knights. But it's weird not to use your number one IP. It's like because there'd be people going like when they had Suicide Squad the movie, they had to, or they had Harley Quinn the movie, they had to like rename the title. They had to add Harley Quinn. Yeah, Birds of Prey. Because it's like because they don't have that much brand recognition. So I'll be very surprised if they don't have Batman there right at the top because it's like. Your casual fan's going to be like Gotham Knights, like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, super excited. Everything they've done, Rocksteady has been amazing. So we'll see.
and I have another thing to add. So what if Rocksteady has been waiting to announce this Batman game forever to finally say it's going to be for the PS5 and Xbox Series X instead of for this series? Like they've been waiting. And the rumors have been there.
I'm with that.
And they're like, all right, we're so close, we might as well just push it to the next system because you're at the very tail end now.
This has been rumored for like 3 years.
Yeah.
This game, like,
If it pops
I'm
up
with it.
now or if it pops up holiday, like why not just bring it out for the new system?
yeah, I mean, either way, for me personally, I don't care what it's for because I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you are waiting this long,
Yeah.
you might as well just put it on.
I mean, it's probably going to be backwards compatible
I think it
anyway.
depends on the price
Yeah.
of the system.
Well, there's been talk about the systems being very low price now.
Well,
these are all rumors.
How's very low price?
I would be
Like, what are we talking about very
surprised.
low?
Listen,
Like
these are all
$4.99, $3.99.
these
Oh,
are-
I would have a heart attack.
These are all rumors.
Those are rumors.
The size of that system, I would be beyond shocked if it was a 4 in
It's
front of
rumored.
that number.
It's rumored. We'll
It's
see.
it's gonna depend on the price. That's what I think. Because
But I think
like
that-
what sense would it make to just make it exclusive to the next generation system? You have to make it current.
Cross-gen.
Yeah, you do
So
have to do,
cross-gen.
do a little bit of both.
It has to be both.
Well, better have a hell of an upgrade
If you
when you move it up.
yeah.
If you play it on this system or you play it on the other system, it better be a big difference.
And also, I just remembered what was it? Arkham, Batman Arkham.
Asylum.
Oh, no, Blackgate. The
PSP game?
PSP Vita version.
Oh yeah.
It was like it was basically the same thing, but it was like a side-scrolling Arkham series.
I saw that.
game. So it was good. I played it. That was a really good game.
There's no portable no more though, so I ain't gonna mess with that.
No, well, if they made it like that for like a console version, I think it would work with Suicide Squad because it was a beat 'em up. It was basically a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
I can see it.
You know, with the same mechanics of
That could work.
the same fight mechanics.
What
of
if they made it a
Arkham.
fighting game and had Justice League versus.
Oh, jeez.
That's why they said that long title.
And
And then you had Mortal Kombat. In
It's
there.
Warner
Like,
Brothers,
what?
so they still that could be their next
I
DC
thought
fighting game.
Rocksteady was doing Superman.
Come
Now
on,
they
it's
might
done.
do another freaking Batman. What the hell is going on here?
Superman,
one's
Superman
is-
gets no love.
Wait,
Right?
Well,
you know-
that got scrapped though.
No one's doing Superman.
Everyone's afraid to do Superman.
That got scrapped.
Many times.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's hard to do. It's hard to
Recently
do a
it got
Superman game, and it's hard to.
It's hard to do anything Superman.
Yeah,
Superman
Because he could do
Shadow
anything.
Apocalypse,
You
man.
just do
that's what the problem is.
Shadow of
he has too
Apocalypse.
much power.
That was a
Well,
good
you need
game.
you
All
need
right,
some kind of
we
limit.
get that.
Nah, man,
Just
that
gotta
was
keep
a long
shouting it
time
out.
ago. Shadow of
But I heard-
Apocalypse.
I
There was
heard Henry,
also Superman 64. All right.
No, it's horrible.
I heard Henry Cavill was supposed to be being Superman again. So
Yeah.
excited
Rumored.
for that.
Everything's a rumor.
Everything's
We'll
a
see.
rumor.
After he's done with The Witcher, he's back.
Yeah.
But hopefully these games will rear their heads soon
Yeah.
and we'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Could you imagine a 4-player Arkham-like game?
Nope,
No.
Yeah, we
not at
rockin'.
all.
I could.
I would like it. I can't see
can't
it.
imagine
I
it,
can't
though.
see it, but I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I would love to see it.
I could see it.
All right.
Online only.
No, it would have to be. Yeah, you wouldn't have a choice. It would have to be online only.
And you get a lag button.
Yeah.
It's not competitive.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine.
That's hilarious.
All right. So moving on, we have Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, and damn sure is about time. It says it's going to launch a sequel on October 2nd on PS4. And I believe Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have an exclusive deal, but yes, it is about time Crash Bandicoot has a actual sequel. Because when Universal took over after Naughty Dog, the series kind of turned into like garbage. So now, hopefully, this is a different company. This is let me see what company it actually is making this because it was a funny name to me. It is
Uh-oh.
no, it was a
I don't even know the name.
Drum roll.
drum roll. We'll get to it. So yeah, we're gonna get to that name as soon as I find it.
Toys
But,
for Bob.
Yes, that's what it was.
There you go.
It wasn't a hard name. It's just not a company name that I'm aware of. Toys for Bob. Yes.
They did Skylanders.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's why the character design is done like it is, and it's pretty good. They've done a good job at redesigning it and with the colors and everything. And what they did was go back to the roots because the 1, 2, and 3, the trilogy, that was so successful, and people are begging for that kind of game right now that they said, you know what? Let's just make one right after 3. And this 4 is going to take place right after that storyline.
That's
So
awesome.
none of that other garbage Crash stuff is going to happen. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of stuff you can do in it with, like, you're getting mask. You're changing what type of game you're doing with them. Like you can flip and go upside down, change gravity. They're talking about multiverses. So, I mean, this might be their version of like Ratchet and Clank. But it might not be at that scale. But, that's not for the new systems yet. But on October 2nd, it's probably not going to be. But, I'd like to see that update too.
They might have a version for the.
patch.
Yeah, they'll probably have a version for the PS5.
Yeah, it's supposed to be larger. The stage is supposed to be wider and bigger,
Yeah,
and you
makes
can
sense.
actually see the stages that you can get to further off in the background.
Mm.
It's pretty interesting.
Look
But
good.
I'm just glad that they looked at the true trilogy to get the fun factor that
Mm-hmm.
people want out of this game. So if they pull that off,
Yeah.
then they're fine. If they mess up and try and add too much new, and they leave the premise of why Crash is fun, then you're gonna get another garbage Crash game. And I don't
You
think
gotta
I don't think
Yeah.
it's going that way.
You gotta get Crash fans of the series to actually help.
I like his look.
So far, I think it's looking promising.
Yeah, you can switch
looks-
to
it
his
looks promising.
sister on the fly. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's
It
pretty.
looks
dope.
like a Crash game. I'm
And-
not a Crash Bandicoot guy, and just looking at the trailer, I'm like, yeah, this is a Crash game.
As a fan,
Yeah,
you see
yeah,
it, right?
yeah, it's a Crash game.
It
So
looks like it should be successful. So hopefully they actually get this going and forget about all those other games.
yeah.
And
There's a
hopefully it'll be a useful toy for Bob. I'm sorry.
Wait,
Oh,
we just
my
got
God, come on,
we
man.
gotta leave him with that
Sorry.
silence. We just got
Yeah.
whenever he does that, just leave him with the quiet, dead silence. That's
Because
it.
he was thinking about that for
He
a while.
was.
You
He
could tell
couldn't
he was
wait
thinking
to
about
say
it.
that.
I was, yeah.
The minute he heard the producer of the game, he was like,
Took him one
I'm
second.
gonna throw this in.
Took him 1 second for that.
Yeah.
Jim.
First thing I thought was Bob's Furniture. It was
So
like
what do you
Bob's
think
Fur-
about Crash Bandicoot?
I think it's great. I think it's great that the series is coming back. It's got a new game, but no Nintendo Switch right now, man. It's like, Come
No,
on.
because not yet. Because they'll probably announce that if he is indeed a character in Smash, which
That's
we are
exactly
waiting
what
on.
they'll do.
Fingers
That's
crossed.
exactly what they'll do.
Yes,
He
they
should
might.
be a
They
character.
would probably announce it both at the same time.
Yo, he said there'll probably be a crab cake. What does that even mean, dude? What does that even mean?
I was trying to let it go.
A character.
that.
Try to let it go.
He said crab cake.
Ash, what do you think?
Ash,
man?
help us out,
All
please. We need somebody that makes sense here.
It just seems to be a real resurgence of those 3D action platformers. You know, you've got Ratchet and Clank, you've got Crash. There was like the Hat in Time. There's, it's like a renaissance of them for them. And I think you're right. They're trying to go back to like, let's not add all these new things. Like, let's just make those games that were good back then and just make another good version of them. So, yeah, it's kind of, if you like those action platformers, like it's like a golden time right now. There's just so many coming out. You saw on the Sony announcement they had like I think 2 or 3 just in this genre. So like the Astrobot type thing. So yeah, it's and Toys for Bob did great with Skylanders. I mean that's a experienced team that's done so many games. So it's not like it's sometimes they give these IPs to a new team. It's like this is their first time. Like let them have an easy one with an IP. It's like well this will be their like 10th game. So they should do well.
Yeah, Crash and Spyro and those too.
Yeah.
And they did all right. But I mean, we weren't a fan of the design in that too much. But I mean, they obviously picked up a few tips from that and improved. So
When you get to the 4th game in a series,
like the 8th or 9th or 10th.
well, I mean, like when you call it 4,
Yeah.
Right.
it's like you gotta, I think that 4 is usually the last one where you do it that style. Like this should be, as far as Crash games are, they can get away with doing it the way it play. I think.
I mean, it looks like an evolution. Though.
Yeah, but
It does.
if it goes to 5, hopefully, obviously, I've never played it. No one's ever played it, but like if it has enough different things in it to make it be like, oh, okay, they just added some things to the formula and it's not tired. You can kind of do part 5 like that if you want to also and get away with it. Because between 4 and 5 is where it gets like, okay, do we kind of change things so dramatically where like we might lose our fans? It's kind of like God of War, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to God of War, it's not part 4, but everyone knows that play style from 1 through 3. Do we take that risk and change it up? Do we piss off our hardcore fans, or will this new way,
Well,
Streets of Rage 4, same thing. It's like, do we stick to the same thing, or
They
what we
usually
gonna
think
do
in
for fun?
trilogies.
just
so.
like with
Yeah.
Mario, if you think about like the side-scrolling Mario games, you see the biggest thing was criticism with the Mario Wii U, the Wii U version.
It's too much like the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's when the series gets stale, when they
But
do
if
too
they
much
don't
of the
add
same thing.
anything, and the special stuff you do add,
Mario's
is not
in a
fun.
class by his own. He could do anything.
But along that line, though, this is the 4th game. I don't think they can follow this formula to make a 5th one. I think
Well, it depends.
this is like the. I think this is like.
It depends how much they change in the.
They would
fourth
have
one.
to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
What you add to the game as far as specials, like your specialty things, and what changes, that's what changes the game. So when they did that Mario game and they added the blue shell and the ice shoot, like none of that stuff changed the game dramatically.
Yeah.
It made it boring because it was not.
Right.
Those weren't good power ups.
Hold on. The ice fireball was awesome.
I don't care because the game.
The game, it was
The
awesome.
game was still not considered one of the best games
It was-
because
yeah.
We talking
it
about
was
man.
similar.
Nah, man. The Wii U Mario Brothers. It's
Nintendo
the best one. It's the best one.
I actually
best
It's the
do. I
best
actually
2D
do
Mario
like.
game.
I do like that game, and I do like the ice power up. But with Mario, I think Mario's in a class of his own. He just, sometimes he'll do the same game, and sometimes they'll just change so different that it's like, okay.
My point
whatever.
being was that the power ups weren't widely accepted as new and fun in that game. That's what makes it. That's why you had the cape and world and the tail and 3. Like these changed the game dramatically.
You didn't like Squirrel Mario.
I'm not saying. I said those were good.
Okay.
You're not
Don't hate on
listening. You're not
Squirrel
listening. To
I'm
me.
listening. I'm asking you a
You have
question.
your own point.
I'm
in
asking you
your
a
head.
question.
He has his own
Don't
point
hate
in
on
his
Squirrel
head.
Mario. Don't
So-
be hating on Squirrel.
so-
He's the Mario fan. So.
It comes down to the power ups that they give you. If you're going to keep the same type of gameplay,
Yes.
it has to be something that's going to change the
Yeah.
game. So if you're flipping them upside down and all this stuff, that's going to change how you play the game.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
looking-
And if it's
I'm
fun,
looking-
that's what makes the game good.
I'm looking forward to this gritty Crash Bandicoot God of War kind of style that you
That's 5. That's part 5.
Hey, there you go.
Could you imagine that mashup? Like what?
Oh, they've tried to do like a grittier. No.
No.
Those didn't work. Those Crash games did not work. Just go back to the Crash Racing and
Yeah.
normal Crash Bandicoot. Those are the 2 you need.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Radical Reggie's in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Radical Reggie?
Radical said Crash is way better than Smash Brothers, right, Eric?
Yo, is there a way you could like block somebody in the chat? We need to block Reggie.
We're gonna block the words "way" and "better."
He's always got something to say about Smash Bros. He knows it gets under my skin.
It's a radical opinion. Very, very radical.
Dude, if you have one more bad thing
Kev
like
loves
that,
puns.
we might just have to cut your mic completely.
I was a fan of Big Pun before he died.
All right, enough. All right.
I love puns.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right.
Crazy.
Moving on, guys.
Damn.
That ended that whole segment.
Yeah. That's how you end a set with a bad
Killed that
joke.
segment.
Let's just forget the news now.
Yeah, for real,
Yeah.
man. Jeez.
All right, moving on. Min Min from Nintendo Switch launch title ARMS joins Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Min.
That is the new character. We all knew that there was an ARMS character coming.
Yep.
We've been waiting.
Yes.
Some with bated breath. I don't know if too many with bated breath, but it was coming. And now they finally released it. There was a lot of speculation on who it would be. They thought it was going to be, Springman?
Springman, who's already an assist trophy in the
A
game.
basic guy. Obviously, we thought that probably wasn't going to be the deal with all those characters.
I had a feeling it wasn't going to be Springman.
He's
Well, some
already an
people-
assist trophy. I
Yeah.
don't think they were gonna.
Some people thought it was going to be multiple characters that you could switch
I
off.
thought that.
Like
I
as
thought
a
that.
just a costume switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that they picked Min Min, which is pretty cool, it's another female character. They needed more of those in the game.
I agree with the pick.
And she has a cool design. She has the hat and all that. So I'm not against who they picked, but the game itself, I'm not a fan of ARMS.
I think the funny thing is everyone says
I like ARMS.
everyone says the exact same thing about the reveal because not many people are big ARMS fans.
No, it's not a character that I care about.
And the reveal looked dope.
Yeah.
Like it was a cool. They always have awesome trailers when they reveal a character, no matter who it is. It's always pretty dope.
I like the artwork on the animation.
Yeah,
it was similar to the
looked good.
SNK.
Yeah,
trailer
very similar.
with the letter and all
Yeah,
that.
and her design's cool. Her moves are cool. I applaud it. It's another new character.
Long distance
Another
fighting.
play style looks very annoying to fight against. I
It does.
already see myself getting angry at the game, but no, I have no problem with it. I thought it was that was a pretty cool reveal. I was happy they got that out the way so we can finally get on to the other 5.
And they didn't mention.
No.
Like they said, they weren't going to mention anybody.
Yeah, like they said, that's smart.
Come on, man. I could have dropped a hint.
No, because that takes
Like-
away thunder, especially
Right.
from ARMS. It's smart because ARMS, everyone has that feeling about the game, but to bring more attention to that game.
Yeah, but look at how long they gave us to ponder what character was going to be from the game. Like now we have to wait 3
COVID.
more months just to get a glimpse maybe of this next character.
It would have
Just
been
for the second.
sooner because of COVID. COVID's altered.
No, it was always June.
it
was
was
always
but
E3.
they probably would have released the full trailer rather than the person's gonna be in ARMS. The first time.
They weren't ready.
I have ARMS. I got it day one. That game, I beat it
Blew your
in the
mind.
seating.
Blew your mind.
There's no story. 10 matches.
10 out of 10, you said?
You fight a boss, and then they have online modes, which is kind of cool, I guess.
I like
but
your
I got
enthusiasm.
bored with it. And listen, it's a good. It's not. It just wasn't for me. all
I'll
right?
buy it off you for like 15.
You don't want that for 15. Stop it.
You buy it?
You
Oh,
just buy
really?
this character.
I'm about to say you better don't interrupt that transaction. You
I
better
don't know.
take that.
The
You
best
better-
ARMS game
you better
is Super
take that.
Smash
I don't know,
Brothers. The best ARMS game is Super
No,
Smash Brothers.
it actually the character. If they played like that,
That looked better.
it would be a good game for everybody.
She
like
looked cheap though. She looked cheap.
But-
from
but-
what they showed, she looked cheap.
from what they showed, but like a lot of characters in Smash Brothers, they have a lot of advantages and they have a lot of disadvantages.
I just want to know how they're gonna balance it.
And her disadvantages are she's very vulnerable from jumping characters.
She's gonna be.
She's
floating.
very vulnerable.
She's gonna be floating.
No, she's not going to be floating. No, that's
You can do a smash
Well, it is
attack in
floating
the air,
again.
Yeah.
which I was like, oh, no one can do a smash
But I'll tell you
attack
one
in
thing:
the air.
people who become like experts with that character are going to be a problem.
They're gonna be
Imagine
dangerous.
trying to
going to
get
be a
back on the
problem.
stage and she's like a mile away and she's popping you.
It's-
That's foul.
Well, there's characters who who have long range in that game that are annoying. Like anyone who has projectiles in that game are very, very annoying. So I mean,
Well, if the tips of her hands are like the projectiles and you can jump in like on her arms and it's not, or through her arms and it's not gonna hurt you.
you can jump through her arms.
So it's gonna
like
be
that. The length part,
Yeah.
you can jump through it. It doesn't hurt
Okay,
you.
so it's gonna be like shooting bow and arrows
It's the end of her arm that hits you.
It's just like shooting bow and arrows. Then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so she's not too bad.
Yeah, so
If that arm was just gonna swat down.
no,
and hit
you would
with
have
the
to
whole
fix
arm,
it. You would have to fix the
game is
character.
broken after
Yeah,
that.
because with these games you have 83 characters in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, balancing 83 characters is a nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
mess up all the
nightmare.
time. They have characters that will demolish people all the time.
No, it's like if you look at the percentages, the winning percentages of the characters, it's pretty much balanced. It's pretty
crazy.
much the same.
It's the
For that
most
amount of
balanced that it
characters?
has been. It's the most balanced it
and
has
they keep
been.
updating it, and it's just like
I haven't
you know,
seen Banjo-Kazooie in a while. I know he was way off balance at first.
he was, but I've been killing them. It's
It's predictable.
Mennonites.
Yeah, he's
I have,
become predictable.
I
Same
have
thing
issues with
Joker.
Mennonites though. I
So
don't
they're
know.
gonna have to fix something with this release. You know someone's gonna be off with someone. and they gotta
I'll
fix
tell you what it is. It's what happens with every new character revealed. It's either they're too cheap or they're fuck, they figured them out. Oh, I don't like them anymore. I don't know
They
how to
never-
use them. and it's like Byleth. They're like, oh, I'm gonna use Byleth. No one uses them anymore. Like 2 people.
They never introduce anybody weak. They introduce them too strong and then they fix it.
Yeah, that's kind of how they
They
do
never
it.
Well,
do it.
That's kinda how
Joker,
they
there's
do it.
never actually.
He was cheap. He would transform and he would.
It's
destroy you.
transformation that became a little too much. They
And then they
nerfed
tweak
them.
it.
They changed it. Yeah,
Yep.
they always change just a little something.
Piranha Plant was a little tough to deal with when
Yeah.
she first came out.
I've
Now
never
I
seen
killed
a
her.
fight.
Well,
I've
who-
never seen a fight or use Piranha Plant.
You never seen it?
You would like Piranha Plant.
Yeah,
That
that's your
seems like one of
character.
my
dude.
characters.
But the cool thing about this character being announced is the fact that I'm ready for the next 5, and I want to hear my character announced, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this character to be announced for so long,
I'm all for it.
and he's not a spirit in the game. He's not an assist trophy in the game. There's nothing of Ninja Gaiden in the entire game,
Yeah.
and I'm just waiting for that announcement.
Crash too. Crash is not
Crash
in the game at all.
Crash is gonna be in it. That's a shoo-in.
That's what I'm waiting for. Then I'll jump back in.
But I don't know if you know this, but Ash is going to predict the next character in Smash Brothers.
I do know
right
this.
now, live on this podcast.
I do know this.
I was just thinking like the security they have over those characters is amazing because you've got other
Yes.
people registering domains and it's it's revealed and
You know who it
leaks
is.
happen. It's like wow, they've really locked that down. So
Yeah.
I'd trust them with all my
Developers
secrets.
So you know something. No.
All developers know who it is.
It actually makes me wonder if they're planning on creating a sequel to ARMS.
They should.
No, it's
the
been
thing
3
is,
years. It's been 3 years.
No, they
I mean,
should
I don't-
because
I
this
don't
is the
know.
perfect way to do it. This is how they introduced Fire Emblem to
Right.
everybody. They put Marth and Roy
Right.
in Fire Emblem, in Smash Brothers Melee. It's like, who are these characters? Oh, they had a game in Japan. Oh, let's introduce Fire Emblem to everybody.
Right.
And then let's add Ike to the sequel. And then let's add
This character would
It's
have to be a huge fan favorite though for them to even take notice.
Crash. To be honest, I think the next one is Crash. If you ask me, I think the next
If
one is
I was
Crash.
them, I would do them as the last one.
Because Crash is announced in October. So it's like
Yeah.
now it's time to announce. If you have Crash, you announce him
Well,
next.
if you're gonna announce somebody, it's gonna be like in September now. They're gonna do their next announcement every September.
Yeah.
So
right before
if
game
that
comes out.
coincides with the game, but then didn't say Switch, and it took a year before it got on Switch, so he might be the last one when they really announce it for Switch. Maybe.
He has to be. He Crash. To me, I think I would bet money on that.
If you want anything to do a resurgence of who's playing, is him last. Then everyone will jump back on and play all those
unless you have
characters against
someone
each other.
bigger.
I can't even think of anyone bigger.
Dante.
Goku.
Goku is bigger.
Goku is
Goku
not
is
in
bigger,
it.
but he's too powerful though. Dante is the same level. I think Dante would be the same
Dante
level.
is Bayonetta, so I can't see him in it
Dante.
unless he's a trade-off of her suit.
I could half agree with that because
But
it's the
she's
guns,
in it, though.
the guns.
Yeah, she's in it though.
But you could still
yeah.
could still mix it though. You could
Yeah,
still
it's the
mix
same.
it.
But I don't think he wastes a
I
spot.
think Master Chief also as a last character would be a big
a weird-
would be a pretty big reveal.
That's such
he
a
still got that Travis game. I don't know why, but
Oh, no more
I
heroes.
swear he's gonna be in it.
He's announced. He's
And that
rumored a
game
lot.
is rumored to be shown soon.
Or somebody from Moving Out. You never know. Throw furniture on people. That's perfect for Smash.
Those are iconic characters who could be in there.
Throw a
That's
TV
right.
at somebody.
Yeah, throw a TV on
So
someone.
it's time to let us know, Ash. What do you think? Let us know what character is gonna be, and you can tell us.
Yeah, the big reveal, man. The big reveal.
Will it be a moving out character?
No, what's the character everyone is it Waluigi or who's the one that
Everyone wants Waluigi.
Waluigi.
We don't give a damn about Waluigi.
Okay. Yeah.
swear.
I just thought it's weird that they haven't put him in any way. So I
I'm
don't know.
actually
It must
surprised.
Yeah.
it must be nerve wracking on that game, like having that many characters. Like as a developer, it's like you said, balancing them. I reckon they balance them as best they can. release it, and then let the pro players kind of find out all the faults. So they're just like sitting there with notes going like, okay, yeah, we'll fix it now, because you cannot predict, people will find the best way to maximize an exploit. So it's just like, we'll get it as best we can, and then we'll have this brief period where everyone's doing all the QA work for us or balancing, and then we'll just roll, then we'll just tweak it. So, but yeah, that's, I mean, I don't think that guy, he pointed to his hand, or he can't have anything in his background without it being like deconstructed. It must be every time he tweets or sends an email, it must be super stressful. Yeah.
He has to watch
he scratched his nose. Whoa, okay, it's a nose character. You know?
No, it's very true, because remember before Byleth, he was like about to reveal the trailer, and he did this pose with his fingers. What does that mean? What does the three fingers mean? What is that? And the funny thing is, it actually did mean something.
3 weapons.
Yeah.
No, not even the 3 weapons, even though it could have.
3 houses.
3 houses.
No, it wasn't even for that. It was like some code for like
the numbers.
It was like Morse code for like counting. He's like
binary.
It's like the 17th Fire Emblem game, and this he's like, you do this with your fingers, and then
he's
I'm
counting
like,
in
what?
binary.
What kind of shit is this?
That's where you know you've been
Throwing trolls off.
I'm like, this is why I don't look too much into it. I just wait for the trailer, and whatever you announce, you announce. You already have 80-something characters in the damn game.
He had a purple and yellow chair in one of his trailers.
Did he?
And they were like, that means Waluigi's coming.
He does some things on purpose.
Yep.
He messes with them.
he
He
fucks with
does.
people.
He has to.
And I
because
love
he'd
it.
be going crazy. He would be crazy if he didn't.
I love it. I
The
love
fact that he could do all that and keep it a secret.
Yeah, it's
As
tough.
well as
He probably threatens his entire staff. If you do something, I'm going to kill you and everyone you love.
I read an article.
They
I read an
all have to
article
sign
that said that
NDAs.
I was going to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I read an article that said half of his staff, like most of his staff,
don't
don't
know
know who they're revealing. Like literally, they don't know who.
That's
Probably did
smart,
all the
actually.
characters.
How
He's
in the
like,
hell
"You
is
don't know
that
who it
possible?
That
How do
makes
you do
sense.
that?
Yeah.
Well, the amount of leaks that are leaked and
That's
are wrong
crazy.
is hysterical. I love it when they're wrong. It's like, you did like all these videos about this character being revealed, and you were wrong. So
Imagine
shut
how
up.
many people
He's
got
like-
fired
They based their channel
because he
off of that,
purposely
too.
told some people, "Oh, we're gonna release this character," and then the news dropped. It's like, "Oh, you're fired."
They would do that. Like we've had meetings with certain publishers, and they give us a code name, and they say this is code name, blah blah blah, and you go, okay, cool. And you talk to other developers, and they're like, are you working on something to do with Project Dragon? They're like, no, and it's like, and then you find out later on, it's like, we gave each developer a different code name to find out if it leaks in the press. Working on the project this, you're the leak. So that happens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, definitely give him a code name.
Yeah, no, that's what you have to do, and they do. And people find the code names in Smash Bros. Oh, what is Brave this? Oh, that's probably this person. Oh, what is Flower Pot this? Oh, that's a code name for It's like, now, and then Sakurai's like, you idiots, like you morons.
Sakurai's like, please leave me alone.
Yeah.
Please let me have a break. Please. I asked for this way before. Now we got 6 more characters.
This is killing the poor guy, man.
He's never gonna work on anything again.
But even though you're not a Smash Brothers player, who do you think is missing from that game? Who do you think should be revealed, or who would you think would be an exciting reveal that has been missed in video game history?
It's tough because I'm always running through my head like the IP ownership and how easy it would be to work with it and stuff. So there's no one from Disney, right? There's no Disney, there's no Marvel characters.
No, I thought about that too.
Only video games.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like an ownership. Who has the bigger power in that discussion. So I don't know. I like when they
rumored.
yeah. So would you say something from the Dark Souls or something like that?
Sora
Sora
from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Disney.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of like when it's a little bit more left field. Crash. I'm not sure if I could see that happening, but yeah, I don't know. It's really depends. Like I'd love to see someone from the Marvel universe. But
You know what's funny? They
actually said that.
They rumored Iron Man way back to pop at Smash Bros. I was like,
so
what?
left.
That would be sick.
That would catch me off guard. Like,
Sakurai was like, nope.
I mentioned that. I asked. I'm not a Smash Brothers player at all, but
you just
I
never
remember
know
I
in
asked that.
Smash.
I was
You
like,
just
know what?
never know.
But Mickey Mouse would fit right
I
in.
thought about Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
I thought about Mickey Mouse.
In Smash?
What
Mickey Mouse would fit in.
What weapon would? Yeah, what weapon? Like,
He was just shaking.
Castle of Illusion, World of Illusion. He's got the cape
got
they
Magic
use.
Wand.
Yeah,
Oh,
Magic Wand,
yeah.
He thought apples and stuff.
Fantasia.
okay.
Yeah, that magic wand thing.
But I would say this: if they figure out how to get Master Chief and Crash In, those are pretty much the biggest
Those
franchises
are huge.
that
Those are
need to
massive.
be in that game to complete it. So
Yeah.
you can have everybody's franchise character against each other. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, I think every other mascot, with the exception of Mickey Mouse, is pretty much in the game already.
Yeah.
They have every system. They have Mega
Pac-Man's
Man.
in it?
They have
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man. They have Pac-Man. Every side character like
Sonic.
that. Yeah.
How many
Bugs
characters
Bunny.
total so
Tetris
far?
piece though.
Bugs Bunny.
A Tetris
Tetris
piece.
piece.
That'll
would be
never
amazing.
I would
happen.
laugh. A Tetris stage, though. There needs to be a
yeah,
Tetris stage.
That would never
Well,
happen. But
a
if
Tetris
it did,
piece in the stage, they just you
or
can
if
hit
they
them with
had like
different blocks.
a
They have
bunch of
different powers.
Tetris pieces that like
Each
equal,
pi- each
complete
one-
like a
A person moving, yeah, like
Each one has a
Tetris
different
Man.
power, or you just make a Tetris Man.
I'm a huge Tetris fan.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way. So,
But they made Pac-Man though. He has no arms. Like, come on, they
I don't know. I mean, I don't see it. I can't visualize
It'll
it.
be
But
hilarious.
however, if they did announce it, I would be excited.
I would laugh.
I would
Game
give
and
it a
Watch
shot.
as a
I'd be like,
character.
all right.
I think
Tetris
people with the
Man.
chair.
That's true. Game and Watch is a character, so
You can have
you
the
can't leave
Tetris
anything off
block
the
turn
table.
into that chair. Like,
I don't know. I don't see it, but
But that's a
But-
franchise that needs to be represented in that.
That's true. No, absolutely. Especially with a stage, music, something.
Tetris.
Oh, if you fall
the
with the
music,
blocks
yeah.
coming down and they would pop you
That's
out the
cool.
stage. Oh my gosh,
That's
that
cool.
would be
Yeah.
crazy.
That's cool.
I
But
don't
the
know why
music-
it's not in there.
Yeah,
It's
that's cool.
it's down.
Earthworm Jim.
It's probably down to money.
It's all money.
Yep, it always
Because
comes down to that money.
Tetris is its own, like the Russian owner, and I think he sold it, but like, yeah, I think that they probably just said like, oh, give us, this amount of money. And it's like, but Master Chief.
But there's so many Tetris.
Yeah, Master Chief I can see because Xbox is, much more, friendly with the other, kind of platforms. And they don't see it as a competitor.
dude,
So yeah.
They let Banjo in.
And
They let Banjo
desperate.
Kazooie in.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people coming from Microsoft.
Yo.
Like, please, just go, please help us. Anyone, please. Here, take them. You want Battletoads? Boom, here you go. What do you want?
check this. All right, you said partnership, cheap. I just thought of this. Earthworm Jim as a character.
Oh, that would be
X-Men.
dope.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
No, it'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fit right
that'd be
in.
cool.
Gotta get Tommy Tallarico to.
You got the whip
About to
already.
text him right now. No, I'm
You got the whip. You can get back on the stage. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
Earth.
That's
Bugs Bunny.
Man, you naming cartoons.
Yeah.
You talking about video
Looney
games.
Tunes.
Toe Jam.
Yeah.
Warner
Bugs
Brothers.
Bunny.
He'd
Bugs
fit in.
Bunny was in the video game before.
So
Double-
Warner,
double
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers.
Cartoon.
Toe Jam and
Wile
Earl would be
Coyote.
great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're-
I've always loved
We
Bugs
should have
Bunny.
Sega Legends
Yeah.
as a character. All of them.
as a package.
Hell yeah.
Alex Kidd, Toe Jam, and Earl, and just throw
You just
the.
switch them like the Pokemon trainer.
Yes,
That'd
yes.
be
That would be
great.
sick.
Oh, a Sega Ages character, and
Yeah.
it's like 5 different games. Dude, I would lose my mind.
Sega Ages character versus Captain N versus
Imagine.
Pokemon trainer.
We're on to something right now. We're
Okay.
on to
Let's
something.
go for the sequel.
Yeah.
I swear.
But Min Min.
How's there gonna be a sequel?
Looks cool.
Mimi looks
does it.
good.
Remember
Min Min
looks
is
cool.
a-
I like
is
her
a-
design. She's a
She's
cool
a good
design.
addition. She's a good addition too.
And you gotta get more female characters in the game.
Yeah.
I wish they would have picked the black chick from Arms, but it's okay.
What's her
Min
name?
Min-
What's her name?
I
Kev
forgot.
doesn't know.
I completely
Really?
forgot.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot.
Trevor doesn't know.
Nice,
she's
nice
cool.
fan.
All for way to
nice
make
No,
fan.
she's the coolest character in the
Awful
game.
way
I
to
forgot her
and
name.
you don't even know her name.
Really?
I forgot.
She did look
Way to
cool.
make
I don't know. I know Ribbon Man. Whatever the name is.
Ribbon
Some-
Girl.
that's
The
a
Ribbon Girl.
Ribbon
I don't remember the names of these characters.
Yo, he said Ribbon Man. It's a girl, man.
I don't know the names. These
Jesus.
When they
It's a
said
good
Min
thing.
Min's announced, I was like, who?
It's a good
Yo,
thing
he
we're
sounded like
done.
Rick James. He was like, you should have this character in the game. I mean, I don't think they should be in the game. I don't know their names.
Who is that? It's a
Well,
good
you
thing
usually
we're
know-
moving
Wait, what
on.
game we talk about?
Nah, Black Chick's got the coolest design, man.
All right,
I'll
Kev.
find her name.
Nah, I
later.
like the what was it? The chick with the mech. I don't know
yes,
the name. I don't know
yes.
the names either.
There's
probably
many,
this-
many characters. I'm just happy
But
they
that-
picked.
I mean-
Min Min is fine.
Listen, Arms, good character design.
But I'll tell you one thing, not to continue, keep this
But go
going,
ahead.
but Springman is an assist trophy, and a lot of people were waiting to see if he was announced because
Because that means
if an
that you can put
assist
him in.
trophy is in the game as a playable character, they're like, oh my god, maybe Waluigi, maybe this character. Look, and
So
I'm
what
not.
it
gonna-
means is that you don't. They're not
you're
doing.
not- and I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, wait, because if they do announce Springman, maybe Alucard might be an announcement. But to me, this officially tells everyone there is no assist trophies
No zero.
that are going to be playable.
Nope.
Be okay with that. It is what it is.
It's
Move
not
on.
gonna happen.
Unless the last one is Waluigi and they break the rule.
Oh, I would be.
And that's the last one.
and
Sick.
unless they release assist trophy
what,
pack.
6 more.
There she
I
goes.
swear we see a suicide.
To be honest,
Wait a
I'm not
minute.
even. I don't. To be honest, I don't think this is the last pack. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But
Someone
Remember
will.
we were saying-
We'll see
Twintel.
legs.
Her name's Twintel, the black chick. Sorry.
Get over it. We'll see legs hanging
Holy shit.
in the next trailer if they announce more characters.
Dude,
You'll
imagine-
just see shoes And I'd be like, what did y'all do to the guy? Y'all killed him.
The last character should be Sakurai.
The last character would be awesome.
would be
if it was
Reggie,
Sakurai.
man. It should be
Yo.
Reggie.
If it was
Can
Sakurai,
you
it'd be
imagine if
crazy.
they just added every character? Like, how long would it take to pick a character? Like, it would take forever.
Dude, it takes me a long time as it is. It takes me a long time as it
forever.
is.
It does.
Hold on, wait. No.
Dude, Mortal Kombat has, however many characters. Street Fighter, same thing. They don't have 84. There's 84 playable characters. That's insane.
They should stop. They should stop at 100. Just do it. Just do it.
If that's the case, just stop at 100.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hundred's a good
Do
number.
an upgrade.
Yeah, 100, even, boom, done.
If they can
Enough.
if they can keep the licenses to all these characters, just move it up to the new system, port it, and just keep adding characters.
Yes, that's the way to do it. That's how you make.
Sounds
I'll buy it.
sick.
That's all.
I'm not gonna stop buying it.
Yeah.
And on that note, like I used the bathroom.
Just wait till we were done.
No.
One last.
Yeah,
No,
right.
you can move on to the next thing. It's fine.
Actually, we'll talk to the chat while
Move
you're
on
in the
without him.
bathroom.
Now, move on without him. Move on without him.
No, we'll talk to the chat while you.
Nah,
we'll talk to the
it's
chat.
just about Mixer being shut down. He ain't got to say nothing.
You don't care about Mixer and Xbox?
He doesn't care about.
Oh, that's true. You care about Xbox, so we're gonna shit on Xbox with you. Let me sign up.
Oh, my
As
God.
usual.
All right.
I mean,
Let's move on to the next news, shall we?
There we go.
Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming. So, a lot of people are kind of affected by this, but not really affected by it. So, we were a part of Mixer. We didn't really use it, but
I used it a little
Same with
we tried it.
90% of the.
We tried it. Listen, we fell for the hype when it was happening. When they signed they signed Ninja and another
Shroud.
guy.
Samurai.
Shroud, that's right. I don't watch any of these guys, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And they kind of cut a huge fraction of their viewership down by going to Mixer because they were offered quite a lot of money.
Well, they were paid very
Rumored
well
to
for it.
be, I know Ninjas was rumored to be 30 million. I mean, these
Whoa.
numbers are hugely,
Whoa.
can vary huge, but
Whoa.
any type of million
Yeah.
is a crazy deal. And if it is indeed 30 million, they only were on this for a year. So I don't know if it was like, if you do this for 5 years, you get this amount of money. If you do this for this amount, we'll give you this, and then we'll cut it. I don't know if it was a guaranteed.
It wasn't even a full year.
No, it was
Or
pretty
it
fast.
wasn't a
get
full
paid
year.
up front.
I don't know if it was. I don't know, but any amount that was, it was a crazy amount to move over.
They made off. They're
They're the ones who made off on this whole thing.
absolutely.
They got the win.
So the problem with this is that people are mad. People who grew their whole viewership on Mixer, who like had faith in this and really did move from Twitch or something and started and got their whole crew onto that.
Yeah.
They're mad because there was nothing said about this. It just happened, and they said, you know what? At the end of the month, or we give you a month and a half or whatever. Was it July 30th?
Yep.
It's over. We're cutting it. We're cutting it. It's done. So, regardless of your family, they said, yeah, you can move over to Facebook Gaming. A lot of people don't like Facebook because of privacy concerns. So they're like, I tried not to go to Facebook Gaming. Why do you think I'm on Mixer? I don't like Twitch because why do you think I'm on Mixer? So there's not that many choices you can have. So to force somebody to go back to Twitch or go to Facebook Gaming, that's where the problem lies. But it's said that Facebook Gaming offered Ninja and Shroud like double the amount that they were given.
Wow.
Which could be astronomical. Like, I mean, if it
yes.
isn't like 60 million, like, come on.
That's a
But
good payday.
last I heard, they didn't accept that, and they're
think they're
probably
free
going to go
agents
back to
now.
Twitch. But I mean, it was still like there was some things that said they were still thinking about it, or some that just said they just played out, didn't do it.
Wow.
I could assume that they would probably just go back to Twitch instead of just trying Facebook, because anything this proves that nothing is coming near Twitch right now.
Right.
Nothing. YouTube and Twitch are the ones that people are using.
Those are the heavy
Facebook
hitters.
is very, very far in the back
I didn't even know that was a thing.
at all. No,
I
it's been
randomly
a
see-
thing.
And I just randomly see celebrities playing games. Like I'll see Ronda Rousey playing Mortal Kombat.
Really?
I'll see the singer Kerry Hilson playing Call of Duty.
It's on there, and the reason why is because most everybody has a Facebook still.
Yeah.
There's a
Wait,
huge
Or
platform.
they were getting
Carrie
paid.
Hilson's still around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or they're getting paid to do that.
They
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be. They can be getting paid to endorse
I'm-
it.
Oh,
I
no,
would assume that
they're
they're
definitely
getting
getting
paid, 'cause I
paid.
don't. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Those
like
ones-
no one says like, hey, I'm just gonna randomly use this platform. And same with
nobody
Ninja. It's like he could go back to Twitch, but it's like Twitch will just be like, yeah, come back. Or if I was Ninja and loaded their company, it'd be like, it's like, hey, YouTube, what do you want to do to get Ninja on your platform? Because it's not just, where he goes, he'll obviously get subscribers. It's like, well, I'd rather have a minimum guarantee up front. So, yeah. So, Facebook Gaming paid a few other streamers to come exclusively on their platform and stuff. They just didn't pay the big top tier like Ninja, but. Yeah, it's all money deals. It'll be, it's why Will Smith is suddenly on YouTube. He's doing that. He's doing it to stay relevant, but he's also got like a minimum guarantee production fund from YouTube to say, hey, Will, bring, we need more mainstream audience over to YouTube, and I feel like that's a little bit disingenuous, because there's people on YouTube making the content that people love, and they just give celebrities the money. So. I'd hope they don't give Ninja and that any more money, and maybe spread it around the smaller creators, because
level 857
like $10,000. $10,000 times how many goes a lot further than one person times $10 million. But I can see why he didn't go to Facebook, because it's like if you've just got $30 million and someone says, hey, we'll actually give you, instead of giving you 30, we'll give you 45. They're like, I got $30 million. It's like once you get into tens of millions of dollars, it's like another $10 million to be stuck in a contract. No, I'd rather do whatever I want. I've got $30 million.
Exactly.
And at their level,
that's do whatever you want money.
If he goes back to Twitch or whatever and gets his audience back, even close,
he will.
And then he's like, I'm gonna do endorsements. I'm still gonna get paid from this because I was banking off Twitch beforehand anyway. And then when I get my energy drink endorsements or whatever. They're gonna make $30 million like chump change, especially when you have that much money already.
Yep.
You just invested in other things, and you're just making tons back. After that point, you don't care about what you're making anymore.
Just as long as he doesn't buy like a mega yacht for $30 million, then he's like, man, I got no money.
Just Superman not stupid.
Just buy a $10 million one. Just a $10 million.
If he hasn't done it already,
keep it humble. Keep it humble.
Who wants to be seen in a $10 million yacht?
Man. That's for peasants.
You want to be laughed at?
Biggest streamer on Twitch.
You want to be laughed at while you're streaming with your background?
But as far as Mixer itself, like I remember reading an article a few weeks, I want to say a month ago. I remember reading an article, and it was an article about game streaming and the different platforms and how well they were doing. Like during the worldwide pandemic, people streaming, like obviously everybody
it went up.
Streaming went up. It was high.
Yeah.
So already, YouTube and Twitch,
By
right
far.
up there.
By far
they were like neck and neck.
And Twitch is still way up, but YouTube is right there.
They're right there. It was right there. I mean, it wasn't that far off, but Mixer, it was like 3%.
They get 2%.
Like
they had 2% growth since signing these guys.
Damn.
2% growth.
That's not.
And Facebook even grew 200% since then.
Damn.
Wow.
2%?
Yeah.
2%.
Jesus.
So they really, I don't know why.
Shit the bed.
They showed that in the scale. They were like,
they shit the bed.
This is what everybody's doing. On
the fact that Microsoft made it exclusive to Microsoft and made it the only way to stream on the system starts a rebellion to make people not want to use it. Because
that's a bad idea.
If you can't have the choice of using Twitch or YouTube, and you're making somebody use something, that's automatically
They kind of get mad.
Wait,
a dead thing.
It's like what
that
they
sounds
do.
like some Microsoft type shit.
Well,
no, that's what I'm saying. on Xbox. I'm talking about on the Xbox. And the platform itself offered some cool stuff. It's just that they didn't know how to market it to show you that it offered like co-op streaming and stuff like that. No one even knew about that unless you really looked into it.
That sucks.
Same thing
And
with,
it didn't seem like it was laggy. It didn't seem like it was a bad service.
Right.
It's just that
marketing.
Marketed poorly.
what was the point of me going to it? Like, if you gave people a reason to go to it, like you could say, new streamers get a platform where you can grow your audience way better than Twitch. That would have gotten people to say, hey, I can get on here and make money. I can get on here and start something. And you're making it like something easy for me to try and do. Because Twitch doesn't do that. No. You have to offer something that Twitch doesn't do completely at all and market the hell out of that.
Right.
And have people who can say, I'm a Mixer success story. Look at me. I'm not somebody who grew and blew up on Twitch and then just moved over here. I'm actually a nobody who got big on Mixer. And we didn't see anyone who did that. Not one person.
That's the same thing that Microsoft did with Bing.
Bing is still around, but I mean, they make you use it.
They
it makes
make
it,
you
so
use
I
it. I
make
hate
myself
using it.
use Google.
I hate using it. I use Bing to go to Google.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh.
Because the second you make someone use something, it's like, don't go outside after 10. I'm going outside when I want.
Yeah, it's tried and true. It works. I'm used to it. Brand loyalty. You know,
But you have to give me a reason to use something.
It also reminds me of Sony when the PS4 first launched.
With the music system?
They had
Music
their
service?
own streaming.
Yeah, and they didn't
The
let you
share
use Spotify.
button. They had their own streaming service.
On live. Or
Yeah,
something.
it was like
On live, yeah.
live. And then everybody was complaining. They're like, yeah, YouTube. What about YouTube?
They don't want to use what
What about
they
Twitch?
don't know about.
What
unless
about
it
it?
offers
And then
something.
they've eventually added those features. And of course, it's still being used now.
I mean, they exclusively use Spotify now, but that's still more accepted because
Yeah,
their service was something that nobody wants to pay extra for.
You can't,
Yeah.
you know.
The
I
second
don't
I found out that you couldn't use Twitch on Xbox, I was like, I just
No, you
did
can use
this.
Twitch on Xbox.
You can now. It was
What do you mean?
exclusive.
Now?
Like you couldn't use the Kinect. They forced you. Like you couldn't
Oh,
use the
yeah.
camera. The updates
Yeah,
changed it.
yes, yes.
Okay.
You couldn't use the Kinect camera and use Twitch. You
Yes.
had to use Mixer. And the
Gotcha.
second, it wasn't like that before. And I was like, oh, you're making me use this is useless to me now because I have to go on Mixer to use your product and what I bought with your system that you said had to be on it.
It's never
The
good.
Kinect was not needed, obviously, but you made it not needed.
So
Variety.
that's your company, man. Defend
Variety.
it. I'm sorry.
Variety.
Yes, I can.
Yo, listen, if you could choose,
Well, you can say it's Microsoft. It's like they separate the Xbox and Microsoft brands, but I feel bad to the people at Mixer that have lost their jobs, and then those creators that are now have to go to another platform, but then ask their subscribers again to give us money again. You know, it's like I've already paid you money there, and it's going to be brutal for it's brutal for the smaller channels.
It's true.
I don't know how
because
to transition.
you have to start again.
Yeah. I don't know how to change. This is going to go to Facebook. And if your members will be automatically moved over, who says they all have Facebook?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who knows? And
Well, they're offering. I think they're offering like $2,500 if you go there and stay for 3 months. So there was like if you're already a partnered Mixer, almost like
partners.
an incentive deal.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least they're giving something there, but yeah, it's tough. Even for those creators, are like, I have to change all my graphics. I have to change all my spots. Like for some of them, it's like they have to pay money for that because it's they don't have the artwork skills. So it's brutal.
It sucks.
it's such a drop the ball from Microsoft on that one.
I expect that from Google.
And to think.
No, you're,
The amount of money they could have spent on they could have spent that on buying studios or making more games because they paid for I don't know what was it called before Mixer. It was Beam.
Beam was a
they
cooler
paid-
name.
Beam was a cool name.
I was
Beam,
subscribed to
yeah.
that
Yeah.
before it turned to Mixer. And I liked Beam.
If you type Mixer
Yeah.
into Google, it's like you're
gonna end up with a blender?
Yeah, you get a blender. You don't get the streaming service.
No, I think
Blender. Yeah. Like,
I
what the hell
think
is
Beam
this?
was a cooler name for that
It
type
Beam's
of
was.
thing.
cool. Beam's cool.
I think it was cool. It just wasn't marketed properly though. But it all
But-
comes down to marketing though, man.
Yeah.
Listen, these guys
Twitch
who
is tough
made
to beat.
Yeah.
these guys who jumped on Mixer and made it their baby just had their baby swiped from them. So I feel for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
all.
I don't know if they're definitely going to go to Twitch. They're all going to Twitch. You just messed up.
I can only
completely.
imagine the
Somebody stole that
executive,
baby.
the executive that pitched the idea to hire.
But there's also some stuff about that too. So
Yeah.
there was like a racial remark said by one of the execs
Of course.
from
Zuckerberg?
Microsoft,
Oh, okay, sorry.
who was in charge of Mixer, like the day 24 hours just before they said we quit the whole thing because they said something like our partners are like our slaves or something like that. It was a bad thing. He said. And then people were coming after that. It's like, y'all better do something about this guy who said that.
Wrong time.
And,
Like, seriously,
and then
timing
literally,
is very poor.
but then literally the day after, it's like we wash our hands clean of Mixer. So if anybody says anything about that guy, like, listen, Facebook has Mixer. Facebook had nothing to do with that. It's not with Microsoft anymore. So
Wow.
that's done. So that's
Damn.
it's.
It's a
I don't
mess.
think it has anything to do, but it could have something to do with it.
Hot mess.
Wow.
Just a hot
Yeah.
mess.
Bad PR.
Completely.
I just want to know what Microsoft is going to do now on their system. Are they going to have it streamed directly to Facebook, or are they going to give you the choice to
They've
do
been
it?
quiet though.
They just know what they need to do. They just need to give you all the choices.
Yeah, just
make
put
it
it
okay
on
to
there.
stream to Twitch. Make it okay
Yeah.
to stream to YouTube. Make it okay to stream to Facebook.
Yes.
Give you the option to stream to all of them at the same time, and then you got a platform.
Oh shit. That's
There's
actually
a
that's actually
way
cool.
to do it. I just don't know how.
No,
And you
well,
got the platform. Well, the
if
problem
they-
with that is the live chat. You can't
Yeah.
follow 3 things on live chat.
unless
You
they can
got to
do
get
it
3
on the
different
system.
laptops, and you good.
How are
3
people
different
supposed?
people.
No,
How
no,
are
no.
people supposed to stream Crackdown 3? Like, come on.
Might as well do that. It's gonna suck. If it's streaming from a console, it's gonna suck anyway. Just use a laptop.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
streaming
it
software?
we'll see what happens. We're down to 3 now, guys. We're down to 3 streaming services.
That's all we need.
No one else could jump into this market now without a lot of money.
Hold on, Twitch.
You already got Amazon.
YouTube.
You already got Google.
Facebook.
Microsoft jumped
Facebook.
out, and Facebook. Those are the 3. There's nobody
Those
else.
are the two.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
unless Apple wants to jump in.
and it's Amazon, Google,
Oh, that's right.
and Facebook.
yeah,
so
I just read today
Yeah, 'cause
Amazon's trying to get into the
Streaming.
no, Amazon,
Amazon
Twitch.
Twitch.
on TV.
You mean Apple? Apple needs to jump in and be like, here's the streaming service, all from the phone. That's it. And then everyone already has them, so it's probably gonna be more successful than Facebook. Who knows?
Streaming service.
That's easy.
Yeah.
All Facebook need to do is, like you said, have more success stories. If there are streamers making money on it, showcase them.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's all about like, okay, it's a grind on Twitch. You really have to stand out and you have to punch hard for that. But it's like, if I go to Facebook, I don't have to be as successful, but I can make just as much money because people are already kind of connected in the ad networks. Because Facebook have a lot more ad buyers. Like we run ads on Facebook, but we won't run it on Twitch because it's more expensive. You get people selling blenders or mixers, and other stuff on Facebook. The people that sell stuff on people advertising on Twitch or advertising games and game related kind of marketing stuff. But you'll get Facebook, you'll get local ads from like around the world. So they have that power. And same with YouTube. You'll get ads for local businesses. So that's their power because they can raise that CPM. So they just need to push. They just need more of those case studies and support those creators. They're pushing it in your face. Like when I log into Facebook, I use it all the time, but I'm on random Facebook groups for whatever it is. I'll see Facebook gaming pushed in my face, and because they're trying to bottle up, so they have that power. So because people go to Facebook for non-gaming stuff, so they need to like push it in their face and get some more success stories where people are like, hey, I've only got a small base, but they're really loyal and I'm making more money than I would on Twitch, and that will spread that around. So I don't know.
They've already got the streaming infrastructure for live streaming. Easy. People do it all the time. Hit the button, boom, you're streaming. Everybody sees you. Everybody's chatting. That's the most I've seen people chat while you're streaming. Easily. So that's already there. If they make a Facebook gaming, like say a separate app or something that that changes the whole hub and outlook of how it presents Facebook gaming, and they figure that out and figure out, are my friends playing right now? And new people who I don't know that they may know, are they playing right now? And they figure something different than Twitch. That's what's going to push this. If they just say, we got it, you guys come over, and they don't figure out something different, it's going to fail.
Yeah,
completely.
It has to be something different.
Completely. Even YouTube gaming had to stop.
Yeah.
Like them pushing YouTube gaming alone, they stopped pushing YouTube gaming as an app. It's still up there as a way to stream, but they were trying really, really hard. But that hub that they had for their site wasn't working for people. So they got rid of that, and they said, okay, we'll just keep it there, at least, because Google is very known to cut ties with anything. So they're lucky they kept gaming, because they said, why not? Why not? We're still making money. If you're not hemorrhaging money like Mixer was, then you might as well keep it going.
Yeah.
Until you find out a new viable way to keep it going more.
Yeah,
and these companies are making money off streaming. They're still doing it. So just had to figure out a way to get people to do it.
Good riddance, Mixer.
Whoa,
James.
Damn.
Cold-blooded.
Damn, man. Calm him down over there.
I'm sorry for everyone who lost their jobs.
Wow.
Sorry for everyone who lost their jobs. That sucks.
That was some vile.
Have some compassion.
No, it's Microsoft's fault. They made it exclusive.
All right. Now move on to the main topic.
The main event.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Look at that picture right there.
That's right.
Look at that pose right there. Look at that.
Look at that game.
Look at
that
suave.
watch. Look at the watch on that
suave.
picture.
And bigger screen real estate. SMG Studios is responsible for moving out.
Yes.
Yes. And we have Ashley Ringrose here,
Yes.
the head of SMG Studios,
Yes.
to discuss moving out
There we go.
and more.
And more.
And more.
And more.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions for you, man.
Yes, we
Fir-
do.
First question, can I ask?
Go for it. Go for it, man.
First question I have for you. And by the way, this game is for anybody out there who's wondering. There is a demo available.
Yes.
It's
that you
fun.
can download.
Yep.
Very fun.
Awesome. But my question to you is that wedding video that's shown.
It's the first question.
I was dying to know that also.
For the first time I saw it, I said, "Like, what is this?"
Like who's what?
Yeah, yeah. What's
I didn't know if it was staged or if it
Yeah.
was real or like.
No, it was really hard to find because we had the idea of like, okay, wouldn't it be funny if it's that joke where someone's taped over their wedding video with like something really bad, and that was my joke. It's like, okay, so how do we find it? And the game's set in the 1980s, so it's like, okay, even if we wanted to fake a wedding, we'd have to stage it like 1980s. Like that's a big production. Let me ask some friends, or let me ask online, has anyone got any footage? But we actually found an archive, like I think it's like the Internet Archive, but for video. And it's just like they've found these old VHSs, and you can download. So you can like license the footage. And so we typed in wedding, and we found there's this. It was kind of like a wacky weddings compilation. And so I had to choose between a clown wedding, an underwater wedding, or this wedding that was in a cornfield, which was that one that I chose. It was like a redneck wedding. So I was like, all right, this is perfect. And licensed it, paid the money for it, and it's like, we can use all these rights. It's like, yeah, these are like really old news footages, but yeah, you can find like really interesting stuff. So we just gave them the time slice, paid the money, and kind of had that as the kind of the footage there. And yeah, I love when I'm watching people, we're doing play testing and stuff, and see if they get the joke, because it's kind of a dad joke anyway. It's like, put it on, but. Yeah, it was like, because my team's just like, oh, Ash has got another silly idea. Okay, yeah, go for it. If you can find the footage, go for it. I'm not getting dressed up to look like we're doing we're not going to film a fake wedding. But yeah, but we found this archive, and yeah, they had a clown wedding and just other. I had to find one that was pretty simple that you could instantly get in a couple of seconds. Like, oh, this is a wedding, and then it taped over. So. But yeah, it's like that. That's the internet, right? You find the most.
You find anything.
You can license anything, really. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
That was good.
That's awesome.
All right, so it's a co-op game. It's a 4-player game.
Damn right.
There are a lot of 4-player co-op games making a resurgence right now.
Yes.
And there are some titles that we played that were similar as far as couch co-op. Those games were Overcooked and Catastronauts. Were you inspired at all by those games while making this one?
Not more probably on the Overcooked side, but I think that just more inspired by there is a market for these games still. So Jon, developer from Sweden who I'd known for many years, he was working on kind of a prototype, and originally it was going to be like a simulator game where it was like, pick up the couch and move at these degrees and get through, very kind of almost like farming simulator, very slow and methodical. And then as he was working on it, he realized like the more you kind of embrace the wackiness and silliness and chaos, the more fun it was.
Okay.
So it started that way. And we just got off finishing Death Squared, another 1, 2, 3, 4 co-op game. And, there is a market for it. So yeah, I think it was less inspired, but more enthused that, people will play these games. There's still a market. It's not all single player. It's not all online, shooters. So yeah, it was more that sense.
Okay. Because I know a lot of people come in and they ask, what can I play with my kid? What's the best game I can play with my kid? What's a game my family can play together? And if it's not a board game, because I know you guys did Risk also, but if it's not a board game, it's like, all right, what do I do? Can I play? Not, little kids can't play Mario 4 players with people usually. I mean, they've made it so that you can with the bubble popping and stuff, but they're really not playing. They're just walking around with you. But like these types of games are what I always tell them. Like first and foremost, it's like, okay, 4-player games like this, definitely for the family. I tell them right away, get this one, get this one, get this one. So the more there are out there, the best it is for families. Right now.
And we tuned the game to work for kids. Like if you're playing Overcooked and someone's not pulling their weight, it's much harder. So it's over. So we made it so if you're playing, you can play 1, 2, 3, or 4-player. But if one of the kids is just like kind of running around having fun, you can still do you can still finish the level with you and your partner or someone else. So and you can tune the game to be easier as well. Yeah, I find Overcooked. Yeah, if you're trying to play with a kid, it's it's almost like you're not good enough. So we made,
like, what are you doing?
We made it more.
supposed to make the soup.
You don't know how to make a burger.
How do you not know how to cook a burger?
Ma, the meatloaf.
There's pickles in this.
So we made the game design more forgiving, and you can still kind of have them have fun, but it's not like there's no bottleneck of if that person's not doing their job, the whole game's done. And that was a conscious decision. Like there's certain levels in Overcooked where I think they split the level, and you're at the top, you're at the bottom. We don't force that split. We have levels that are kind of split responsibilities, but you can still run around and do it. So if you're playing with the kid and it's like the kid has to throw it over the pool, it's like, okay, you come around and you just have fun there, or I'll go around.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of subtle design choices to kind of make sure that you don't get to a point where someone's really becoming a bottleneck, and it's not
I've
fun.
actually noticed that a lot because we played Overcooked 1 and 2, and we playing Moving Out, and oh my God, we just want to kill each other in Overcooked because you know when someone's messing up.
Yes.
But in Moving Out, it's like, all right, this person definitely is having some issues. Let me go over there and let me help them out, and let me take care of that and get this thing done. But in Overcooked, oh my God, you turn on each other.
To go on with that, actually, what was it, Mikey B's when we played the demo, and also with the first playthrough.
Yes.
He plays games, but he's not like us, or like a real gamer. So he's like a casual gamer.
It takes a little.
He picked it up.
He did eventually pick it up, but when we played the demo, he was having trouble. But we were able to. We were Well, I ended up having to work with him.
The two of y'all. The two of them were just having
issues
issues together. Their communication was.
Yeah, teamwork.
I'm like, dude, what's going on? But we were still able to continue, to beat the.
We still
levels.
finished the stage, regardless of what. Even if there's some sort
matter.
of communication problems, we still finish the stage.
Well, the
Yes.
cool
Yeah.
thing is there's multiple ways to pass these levels.
Yeah.
Like there were some ways
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I know what we have to do, but
Yeah.
we're just gonna be very patient
Yeah.
and pass this level the long way. Like remember when the fire was coming
Yeah.
and it was burning the furniture while we had it on the treadmill? We was like, we know how to do this.
Yes.
We're just
but
impatient. We're
just
very
gonna,
impatient.
We're just gonna do it the slow way and do it one at a time
Yeah.
because we can just time it right.
Because
Yeah,
we're all impatient, so we're just messing it up at the
Yeah.
beginning. I'm like, all right, let's just do this the right way.
It's like you want to
That's the right way.
get a bronze medal here, or you want to get the gold.
I'm like,
All right,
fuck it, we're getting the bronze.
We're gonna pass it.
Bronze all day. Bronze. Call me Bronze Man. I'll do that,
We beat it.
Bronze.
We beat the
That's-
stage.
Bronze Man.
That's a lot of the game design is in that where you allow it. There's multiple ways to finish a level. If you want to get the best time, then there's kind of a faster way. But a lot of that's just having that flexibility, and that's in the game design and level design, and it's on purpose because if you force people like the only way to do this is through this perfect funnel, it just becomes less fun. It becomes more frustrating. So we definitely tuned it to be more fun. It's like, hey, if you want to take it the long way, go right ahead, and we'll make sure you can still finish the level. But you want that gold, and we're adding platinum times very soon. You're going to have to be, on point the whole time. So.
Okay.
Well, it's a learning thing, though. It's a learning
Yeah.
curve. So once you do play it the slower way, you're like, okay, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's just whether I can get that timing right.
Yeah.
And then once you get it right, obviously you're gonna get that platinum.
Yeah, it's definitely
So there's platinums coming, y'all.
platinums. Oh man.
Ash, question. I'm sorry, you asked one. I thought we were gonna go around the room. Man. All right. How long did it take to make a game like Moving Out, development wise?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so Jon had a prototype, which is kind of like a very early game with like just placeholder graphics and stuff. He's probably spent about 4 months on that before we came on board, 4 or 5 months, and then it was about 18 months with us on board till we released. We'd finished a couple of months before that, so we'd kind of finished in December, and then we spent January, February kind of doing polish, and then it came out in April. It was going to come out in March, but then Animal Crossing, kind of delayed to March, and we're like, okay, we're going to give that a bit of a buffer. So we ended up getting an extra month of polish on top of that. But yeah, so I'd say 18 months, just under 2 years for that one.
Cool.
That was with my new team in Melbourne. So we have a team in Sydney and Melbourne. It's kind of like Seattle and LA, if you will, or New York and LA. So, it was a new team. And when you got a new team, you're kind of finding your process and your pipeline. So we've kind of hit our stride now. But yeah, about 18 months, just under 2 years.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very impressive.
I got a question. What is the deal with that amazing soundtrack in that game. Where does that come from? Because I remember we downloaded the demo for the first time because we have a show called Indie eShop Recap, and we go over trailers for indie games, and we came across your game, and we're like, oh, it's a cool trailer. I want to play it, and we downloaded the demo, and the music. We are music nuts in video games. We're like, if the music's gotta be right in the game. That's what brings you into any game. I don't care what it is. And we heard the music. I'm like, hey, first thing I thought, Paula Abdul. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, what is this track? I'm like, this music is crazy. Like we just had to keep playing the game. It's just so damn good. Now, who does the music? What is the deal with the why was the choice to make it that style? Because it works perfectly.
80s?
Yeah, that nice 80s vibe. Like, how did that come about?
Yeah, well, we set the game in the 80s just so we could have like a theme. It lets us kind of tie in both language, dialogue, but also the kind of look of the game. And then obviously there's 80s music. And Dave and our team had kind of cut a quick trailer together to the song "The Touch," like Stan Bush's.
That's my favorite.
Transformers.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so we have an edit of our trailer that like fits that perfectly, and the team's kind of, laughing, going, "Oh, I wish we could use that track." And I'm like, "Oh, all it takes is money, so we can let's email them and see if we can license it." So I tried to get in touch with Stan Bush on Twitter. Then I emailed a few people, and we actually got in touch with the producer of it, Lenny Macaluso. And he's like, yeah, you can license it. Like we've licensed a heap of tracks for other studios. And then we spoke to Team 17, our publisher, and they're like, if you put that track in the trailer, it'll get all these copyright infringements on YouTube. And so none of the press will want to share it and stuff. So we're like, okay. So it's like, as good as the track is, you can't do that. So we told that to Lenny. And he's like, because he's like, well, that sucks because I can't make any money from this because it's, that's the track. And he's like, well, I have all these other tracks that I have, that I made in the 80s that never went anywhere, never were released. And we're like, well, let us have a listen to those. And he just opened up his archive. So the whole soundtrack, except for 2 tracks, are literally made in the 80s.
Oh my God.
And we just kind of took him out of the archive. So Lenny went from like maybe getting one licensing deal to like kind of did our whole game. And he's like, yeah, take whatever you want. And it's funny you mentioned Paula Abdul. I think that Lenny had been the producer on a bunch of songs, as well as The Touch, but I'm pretty sure it was either Tina Turner or maybe it was Paula Abdul. Like, there's some tracks where it's like, oh, this kind of sounds like that track, but if you just went into an alternative reality. So I think he probably mixed a few things, and then they sold that track to Paula Abdul or Tina Turner. So there's some classic stuff in there that is literally, what is it now, 40 years old. It's all 30 years old. So it's all authentic, and it's great. And so he's Lenny kind of I think he remastered a couple of tracks and gave us some stuff, but yeah, all the music's made in the 80s, kind of fits, and we just kind of cherry picked. We'll take this track for these levels and this track for this level. But yeah, so it's really fun. So a lot of people said, it sounds really authentic. It's like, it literally is. It's not someone now kind of recreating the theme. It's like that stuff was made 35 years ago. So it'd be funny, like something that you do now, and someone pays you money for it in 35 years.
That's mind blowing. That's just like, wait,
crazy.
what?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is
awesome.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you look him up, Lenny Macaluso, like it's like he traveled. Oh, was it? Yeah, it was like Tina Turner, John Farnham, which is a massive Australian, singer, artist. So he's got like a really storied career. So it was kind of surreal because he's just like, yeah, I'm running a catering company now, and that's in my past, but hey, I still have all the tracks and stuff. So let's do it. Yeah, he's been out of the music industry officially for a while, but like he still has all these probably getting royalty checks all the time. So and I think that's because I've run a business for quite a while. Like I think a lot of people think like, oh, that's famous track, like we could never use that. It's just a matter of licensing, right? So reach out to these people and say, I'd love to use this track. Well, it's what's it for? And I think if you're a Sony or someone really big, they'd charge you a lot more. But if you're a smaller team, you can do some deals. You just say, this is what I want to use it for. this is all I want to use it for. It's like, can we do it? You know, so
That's awesome.
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm glad people really connected with it. It's on Spotify as well. You can have a listen. There's a couple of extra vocal elements to it.
I'll be checking that out.
Yes, me too.
Listen, that blew our mind.
Yes.
No, the music definitely.
I got excited. Like
I'm like,
as soon as I
what
heard the music,
is
I'm like,
this? This is amazing.
That
Well,
music's
the
great.
fact, I mean, that was just the trailer, but the fact that you had a demo, and the demo had so much in it, like it really,
Great
it really
demo.
showed a lot of what you could do in the game.
Very good
And
demo.
most demos won't even have that many. Like they'll have a stage or maybe two.
Yeah.
But you guys had like the Frogger stage, you guys had the horror stage, like all that was all in there.
Yeah.
Plus, all that music was in. Even like on
Yeah.
the tutorial, we were like, "What is playing?"
Before we even started the tutorial, I'm like, what's
just
this music?
sat there.
What is this amazing music?
We sat there for a while just
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at it and listening to it.
Yeah, so that demo is what we showed at the PAX shows. So we'd have that level sampler, and we kind of use the demo as an example of like if you show someone the game at PAX and they walk away going like, oh, I want to buy this or I want to play it, then we might as well have that experience on the consoles. So there's definitely a debate with developers as to whether or not to do a demo.
I think it works.
I think people are skewing more now to hey, there's a reason to do demo, but before it was like if you do a demo, you're ruining your mystique of the game, and you're going to lose more sales than you're going to gain. But now with prologues and other things and Steam demo days happening on Steam, I think that people are coming down to realize like, oh, it's actually a good marketing tool. So, we really like the demo because it kind of try before you buy, and we're kind of confident in the product.
That's what it
It's
says.
like
You have a
Yeah,
demo.
that's
Play-
exactly what it says.
play this, you're gonna like it.
Demos are great, especially when you can save your progress on a demo, and then you buy the game, you bring that progress from the demo into the main game. That's also cool. They do it mostly for role playing games, but it's a cool tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It
it also
definitely shows.
depends on the type of game too. If it's a heavily narrative based game, it's not a demo's not really gonna work because you're gonna spoil.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not
It's
gonna.
tough.
It's not really gonna work.
Yeah.
A trailer would be fine for
And
that.
and that's and I think those narrative ones. That's why they're doing the prologues now. Like it's like before the game happens.
Yeah.
Like there's an extra snippet.
Okay.
But we were lucky enough we could just second a couple of levels that we'd already built. But yeah, if you wanted to go more in depth, you'd have to create something special just for a demo, and then that's a lot of work for some studios that are struggling just to release the game. So there's a lot of bouncing, but I think we'll see more and more demos kind of coming back into flavor because again, you need to stand out. When you look at definitely on the eShop, if you look at how many demos there are, you're one of a couple of hundred now versus one of 3,000. So people are starting to realize, like, developers are going like, well, how do I stand out? It's like, well, this gives me a point of difference.
Some of the games on there don't even
Besides-
have trailers.
Yeah,
which
I
is
mean,
awful.
I can't tell you how many times we came across a game where we're like, I want to play it, and there's no demo, and I'm like,
They just show a
I don't
picture.
want to see
yeah,
pictures.
it's like I want to know how it plays.
Yeah.
Gameplay is so important.
That actually goes into what I wanted to ask. Like, because we've seen the eShop show that we have,
Why
where we
would someone
watch.
not have it?
Well, we watch a lot of video game trailers,
Yeah.
and obviously we skip the games that don't have any trailers at all and just have pictures. And we do come across a lot of games that look amazing in picture form, but they don't have any trailer, no demo, or anything.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
And so that just makes me wonder, like, is it tough to get a trailer, like, for example, for just Nintendo, for the Nintendo eShop, is it tough
Yeah.
to get that up there, or like, is there a
No,
requirement?
it's- No, it's not required. I think it's just tough to get crafting a good trailer is not as simple as it sounds, because you can't just take, it's interesting because the Apple on their store, they want you to take 30 seconds of, like, they don't want an edited trailer. They want, like, show me 30 seconds of gameplay, which I think is kind of a bit more of a raw, experience of it. But yeah, I don't know if these studios that don't have trailers just didn't get one ready in time, or they've cut a really bad trailer. But it is surprising
I've
to
seen
me.
some bad ones.
But making trailers is hard.
I've seen
But I think even just having a very generic trailer is better than having no
Right.
trailer.
Yeah.
I've seen some
Something.
go up and then disappear.
Well, I've
Yeah.
seen no trailers, like when we do the eShop video when we record ours, and then like a couple of weeks later, they have a trailer.
It takes a
And it's
while.
like, and it's like,
Yeah,
what?
it
And
takes some time.
But the game isn't out yet.
Yeah,
and it's like
takes a little time.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think when you're cutting a trailer, sometimes you'll have the store up before the game's finished. And so if you cut a trailer and graphics aren't final, it's like, well, then we're gonna have to cut the trailer again. So it's usually one of the last things you can do that can be good. Like, for our Apple Arcade title, we had No Way Home, and we look at the trailer that we had, and we look at the game, in our 1.2 update, and we're like, oh, we're gonna have to do a new trailer because it's, we've fixed so many elements that like we see, but it makes it look more polished. And so I think maybe it's that, just the trailer house or people doing the trailers are like, give us the final captured footage or give us a build so we can capture stuff. And they're like, oh, the game's not finished yet. We're coming down to the wire. So they're just like, well, instead of doing 2 trailers, which is twice the expense and stuff, they're just like, well, let's wait.
are there?
I was going to say, there are companies that, especially in the film industry, like all they make is
That's what I was
trailers.
going to ask.
It's like, it's 100% of their job. It's like, oh, are you working in the film industry? Oh yeah, I work in Hollywood. It's like, oh, I just make trailers.
No, there's a ton of companies that do that. Are there any that do that for games too?
Yeah, there's a few like Derek Liu. Is it M Joshua? He did our last trailer. Like, they basically specialize in indie game trailers or game trailers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a world.
In
a world where you have
I'm so
houses.
Exactly.
yeah. Oh, we had it. Like ideas for trailers. Like we had one of those, like a pastiche on those kind of those kind of movie
Over the
trailers.
top.
Like
Well,
that's the good.
Huntdown was like that.
Yeah,
we
Huntdown had
saw the
over there.
trailer and we
Yeah.
were like, "This, we got, we
Yeah.
have to play this." And
Some
sure enough,
trailers
the
win
game
you
was
over.
awesome.
Yeah.
Some trailers win you over like that if it's
Yeah.
done right.
Yeah,
Music is always important.
Yeah.
Music
Yes.
to me is the number one thing. A lot of the ones in the eShop I've been seeing that they end abruptly. There's no end to it. They're just like, wait, that's the end. What just happened?
They'll cut something. Remember that one trailer? They cut something in like a last second. It was
Yeah, I'm
like,
like,
wait,
what the fuck?
It was
don't
all
make
good, and then
sense.
just like,
Like, why did that stop
that didn't make
there?
any sense. But
I mean, for some studios, like a trailer would be like their most expensive marketing
Yeah,
asset. So.
struggle.
Or they're doing it themselves. That they're like, oh, well, I can get Final Cut or I can edit this video, and it's like, no, it's an art form.
It is.
But that's why we do a lot of comedy games, because when you do a comedy game, a game that's meant to be funny, you can make a funny trailer. You can take in a world, or you can do whatever you want. Like it must be really hard when you're doing a super serious game, like a Red Dead or Skyrim or something like that. It's like you can only do almost one type of trailer.
Yeah.
It's like it's got to be a serious
Movie
cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
It's why Borderlands have a lot of fun with their trailers. It's like, it must be. I don't think I'll ever do a very serious game because the marketing options you have are so limited.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I got a question. So looking at your catalog of games, your studio always seems to focus on clean art design and smooth animation. So how important is that to the team during development? And this game in particular, there's a lot of personality in the characters. So that's always going to be an easy selling point for a game when you have that and you could show that in the game. So how important is it to get all that down perfect when you're doing it?
Yeah, I think we definitely. That's why we'd rather work on a smaller game and be highly polished and have and be proud of the kind of every element of the game. Moving out was good because we finished early, and then we had an extra couple of months to do those extra polish pieces, where you can kind of go back and add extra animations or tweak the shaders to make things look better. But yeah, I came from Adva games, so I was making Flash games for brands, back since like 2002. So I was making games for Unilever and 20th Century Fox and all the film studios, Adva games. So a lot of those are like little marketing pieces. So small game, highly polished, and a lot of even just how the menus and stuff animate in. So we really like adding that kind of visual polish to everything. And I think having a really contained scope of the game, so it's like we can kind of do that. But yeah, I think our team I don't think our team are perfectionists, but we want to make sure we have a quality product where people, will go, oh yeah, that's a there's attention to detail there, and some things you may not notice, but other animators will notice, like, that's nice. So we want to have that kind of level of respect, across all the kind of facets.
Definitely see it.
So it's great when you pull out it's great when you call out stuff like that, or you call out the music choice was great. It's like, yes, like all those little, or even my joke with the VHS. It's like, all those things are just like we didn't have to add that, but we added it because we want people to appreciate the
Their
element.
faces.
Oh, definitely.
Like
did.
when their faces, like the smiles they have, are
Well,
crazy.
the character I always pick is the toaster head.
Toaster head is dope.
I mean, but the thing that's funny about it, and it always confused me while I was playing it, is that sometimes the toast would pop out and it would go in, and I think I can pick it up.
You think it's a part of the furniture? You think
Someone else would think,
shit.
I can pick that up.
Oh.
And then it's like, what was the inspiration for that? Okay.
I think we just wanted characters that had a little bit of extra like something to them. So we've got the noodles where the noodle the kind of noodle move around. The toast was like he pops out. Also, when he's straining to pick something up, it'll burn the toast that's in there. So
yes.
I think
That's
so there's just one of those little.
That's right.
Those little interactions or little polished pieces where people go like, oh, that's really cool because. Again, the scope of the game's smaller than a bigger game, so you can add that level of detail without having a huge team on it. And I think the toaster. We spoke to Team 17, our publisher, and we're like, so what are the most popular characters on Overcooked? And like, it's objects and animals. Like they're so have less humans. Because humans are boring. So it's like, all right, so we had Toasty or Ryu as we ended up calling him. So a bit of a joke there.
I'm gonna call him
and
Ryu.
So so we just wanted to have ones that could have a little bit of personality, but have this extra dynamic element to them. So yeah. And you can change the toast to waffles as well, so it's like his customization options.
Waffles.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see that. That's funny.
Oh shoot.
Next playthrough.
Yeah.
So
man,
so
next
we're
playthrough,
like Herbie, who has the flower pot, you can change that to a cactus and other
That's my
different
character.
flowers.
Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have the flower pot guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can customize them. So that one you can customize the toast to be a waffle.
Nice.
Now I'm hungry for waffles.
I would love waffles.
When I first played it, I was like, all right, this is fun, but the strategic element of it, I was wondering how it would pick up in that. And after the first like 2 levels or whatever, and I was like, we just toss this stuff in there. But I like the fact that the Tetris element of getting the furniture in the truck.
Yes.
And if you do it wrong,
Balancing.
like you completely have to do it over and put it in the right way. So that really threw me for a loop there. And I was like, all right, now I can see how this could be difficult.
Yeah, you can't just
No,
throw it
you
in
can't
there.
just
You can't
put
just
it
throw
in
it in there. You gotta
Not all the time. No.
You gotta be smart
We-
about it.
We found that out when we showed it at PAX. We showed it like PAX East and PAX West, and we saw, we had some levels that weren't fully balanced. Like getting stuff into the truck was quite tough. But then when people got it, they were like, yes, and high-fiving each other. And we're like, okay, we don't want to tune that away to make it so easy that you just chuck everything in the truck. But we don't want to make it we don't want to make it frustrating. We have to be perfect. So that was a lot of balancing in terms of, the size of the items, the amount of items. So you're always on that edge where it's like, you have to think about this. And it gets harder in some of the later levels as well.
We spent a couple of minutes.
But it was like, adding that extra metagame to it. There's some levels where if you take a certain item in last, like we have a big wobbly couch. If you put that in last, it's really hard to get that in. But if you put that in first, it makes it easier. So we wanted a few times where it's like, even the order of the way you put them in will affect how you do. I think it was definitely
We've had times where like this chair.
Yes.
This chair won't get in.
And you have to take everything out and then put it back in.
Or it's like that long couch that
Well, that's
like
the one he was
bends.
talking about.
Yeah, that one.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's the wobbly one.
hate
Yeah.
that couch.
And those chairs on the Haunted House stage, they kept jumping out the truck.
Yeah.
yes.
Save them for
Yeah,
last.
do it last.
Speaking
or
of
lock them in there. You can block them.
Yeah,
Or you can
was
block them in.
Speaking of the haunted house, nothing gave me more joy than slapping the crap out of the ghost.
Yes.
That is an awesome feature.
That would be somebody's job. I'm just gonna slap the ghost.
I stayed
You
there for
guys
a
do
while.
what you do. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
And
slap the ghost.
Sometimes you need somebody to slap the ghost to
Get around
distract them so that you can get the other
they're-
objects
oh,
around,
I
which is
hate them.
really it's awesome.
I hate them.
But I love the sound, the sound effect. Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
I tried to fight the piano on that stage. The piano was like, nah, bro.
That's
Nah, you're
hilarious.
just gonna have to run.
I just like leaving people at the end when they're outside of the truck.
Yes,
like,
yes,
Peace.
yes.
We gone.
No, I love
It's something simple like that.
I love the Luigi's Mansion type of feel that I got from playing the ghost stages.
Ghost house.
There's a lot of personality in all of them, and they're very varied.
Tons
There's
of
very
charm. The game has tons of charm. So
Yeah.
much charm.
That
I like the Frogger stage.
That's one of my favorite
yes,
stages.
yes,
I love
yes.
that.
I like that
stage.
stage.
Yes.
I love watching
Frog
the
is
frog trying to get across with me.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude, you can make it, and you get smashed.
I thought it was an obstacle.
I
Like he was
always
gonna
was
hit me
like,
or
why
something.
get
I was
this
like,
frog away from me? You're not helping me. You're not doing anything.
I love it.
I feel bad when he
But-
turns into dust.
Yeah.
It wasn't done on purpose, but basically every animal in the game is an arsehole. It's like, you've got the turtle is annoying you, the frog's annoying you, you've got the sheep and animals that are
they're
running
all
away.
pain in
So-
the ass.
The chickens, man.
Oh, God.
Those are
Yeah.
like,
That's hilarious.
Can you stand still, please?
So those you have to lock in the trunk.
yeah.
The one feature with the chickens that didn't get in that I wanted was if you went up the top and you held a chicken, you could jump and it would float like
Yeah,
inside.
that would have
But-
been amazing.
That's pretty
Did it
cool.
make it?
It didn't make it in. It's like, when you got your list of items,
That
it's
would've
like Ash wants this. It's
Oh,
like,
that
no,
would be
awesome.
that would
it's
have
gonna
been
take too
epic.
much.
That would have been so epic.
That leads me to this
Yeah.
question. So, are there going to be, can we expect anything new to the game, like downloadable content, expansions, or maybe a sequel?
You took my question.
Yeah, I can't announce anything, but we're definitely got ideas. I think we've got a really good sandbox kind of game. So, as you're working on something for 18 months, there's always ideas where it's like, oh, we'd love to add that, but we've got to, hold that for some other time. And we've got some. I think we've got a really fun sandbox, and so we're adding platinum times. That was something that we missed from the launch, but there's definitely a lot more we can do with the game. So stay tuned for that one.
Okay.
I would like to add on to that with a suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being the characters in the game are very, they look like, they're very easy, to create. I think for a DLC, Level 857 would be an amazing DLC for moving out. You know what I'm
Regular
saying?
humans are
Fantastic
boring.
idea.
but level 857.
Level 857, I mean,
They're definitely not regular humans.
No.
we're not your average Joe, I mean,
No.
like,
We help move, podcasting equipment.
yeah, we can move stuff. I
Game
mean,
systems.
come on.
Turntables, speakers.
Turntables, beer. I mean, come on, like we move.
You
things.
guys helped me move out of my apartment. into
Yeah,
this
exactly.
house.
We
Yeah,
helped
this-
you out. We
Yeah,
have
it could be
experience.
a stage. We could
Yeah,
have
Level 857
help
stage.
move,
Yeah.
help
It
us
could be a
move our
stage you
studio.
can't pass.
Help,
A stage will never end.
help us move our studio to,
That's lit.
Let's get the artist on there. Let's
man.
draw a couple of.
Okay.
Ash, quick question for you. You mentioned working with Team 17 before. I know they had a little bit of a developing hand in Overcook. I think Ghost House Studios. I forget how much work they had. What was it like working with Team 17 publishing, compared to the other publishers that you worked with before?
Well, it was our first publisher that we'd work with, so we'd all self-published everything
Oh, wow.
beforehand. But we'd actually went with them. So they reached out to us when we kind of announced on the Kind of Funny Game Showcase, like, hey, it's moving out. They reached out to us saying like, oh, this kind of fits real well for our portfolio. It's not the same game as Overcooked, which is, if it was the same game, just different skin, they wouldn't have wanted that. And because my team in Melbourne was newish, it was actually really good because we actually worked with so Team 17 actually made Overcooked 2 with Ghost Town Games. So versus publishing it like their team. So we actually worked with the level designers on Overcooked 2 with moving out. So they were kind of giving us feedback, how to, work in mechanics and kind of, tune the levels. And they did a lot of QA for us. They did all the certification for consoles. So, my decision was like, we could either add 3-4 more people to QA, add another producer just to work on the consoles, or we can go with a publisher that can do all that for us. And also we get level designers thrown in for, for the same deal and kind of sense check that. So that was the best. It was like a package deal, it's not just the publishing and marketing, but it's the QA, it's the level design oversight so we can kind of, hey, a lot of times in game design, it's just making decisions. It's like, we have these two ideas, which one's better? And you're like, without in your own isolation, you don't know which is the best idea. So we're having Team 17 say, hey, we tried this on this other game and that didn't work. So you should go that one. You're like, great. Don't have to overthink it. Go from there. Oh, sorry, my son's here. Oh, okay. My son just gave me a water. You want to say
We
hello?
got the co-producer of moving out. Yay! That's the genius behind the operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
You organize it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's drawn with pen a beard. He's like, look, Daddy, I've got a beard.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
That's hilarious.
But game design is a lot of those. It's just decisions, and 99% of the time, there's no right or wrong decision. It's only a better one. So Team 17 had a lot of data, and it's like, hey, should we add this mode? Like, this mode will be really good. It adds more value to the game. They're like, no one played that mode in this other game, so don't even waste your time. You're better off spending the time on polishing. And the big thing for Team 17 was like, okay, we're going to launch at this date. And they're like, no, you want to add an extra 3-4 months of just polish and, polish the game. So it's like, okay, great. So, and so obviously for me, it's like, I didn't have to be, working on the game, but also trying to organize, streamers and influencers, but also talking to platforms. So it just takes a lot of load off and you can just focus on the game, and having that, Team 17 are publishers, but also developers was really valuable. Just, you're talking to people that have made games and shipped games. They just marketed them. So yeah, it was a really great experience from that point of view.
Wow, cool.
Dope.
Cool.
Yeah, they gave a lot of good insight.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else got questions?
I do.
Oh,
I got another one. Now, I think Ash, you mentioned before, I don't want to talk about, actually I do want to talk about, you said the chickens was like one of the features that, talk about the
Because
chicken.
it's Zelda, that's why.
No, I love chicken.
No, because you love Zelda.
Really? Really?
I love chicken. I love Zelda. What's another idea that didn't, that just, stayed on the drawing board that you kind of miffed that you didn't get a chance to include it in moving out? Is there any other feature you can share with us that might make it in a sequel, DLC, expansion, whatever you're planning in the future?
Yeah, we had a couple. There was a few level ideas. Like, I was definitely pushing more on the pop culture. So we had like a Simpsons level, a Goonies level, a Batman cave level. I was like,
awesome.
Every level can be like a, and then we'll have a Jurassic Park level, and the art team were like, no, Ash, it's like we can have a few little hints there, but we don't want to smother the game with just pop culture. So maybe later on we'll have like a 1980s DLC or something though, with like, it's Batman, it's Back to the Future and stuff. So that was one. That was that was one element that kind of didn't make it. There was a few mechanics that weren't fully realized. Like, we had slingshots. You probably saw it in our very first trailer. We had like a slingshot that you could put items in and fling them across.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, that was in our first trailer that, we were like, the problem was, like, when we added throw, it's like, well, it's kind of replicating what we do with throw. It wasn't adding anything new to the game. So we're kind of finding it down. Another one, we had like trains or platforms that you could kind of move with a joystick. So like, you'd hop in a platform, you'd push and it would move around a track. That was one that we had a couple of work in progress levels, but it was kind of like, again, streamlining the mechanics. And it's like, we're only using it on this one, we'll save that for later. So there was a lot of, like, we kind of call it like the kitchen sink, where we have this, like, here's all these levels that all have like a different mechanic. We had like this is also in the trailer, a crane that you could kind of move down and like set up a magnet and pull things up. And so again, it was, and it was like, how do you make that co-op as well? So like, one person's on the left and right, one person's on the up and down, and one person's on the, the magnet on and off. But again, it was like, we have it, but it's like, it's not fully. It was fun, but it wasn't fully formed. It was like people were having fun with just the basics of getting A to B in the physics. So it was like, we don't want to smother the game with so many mechanics, because we also wanted that Nintendo-esque, like, introduce a mechanic, reuse a mechanic, and then master a mechanic. And if we keep adding mechanics, it's like, man, we'll have way too many levels. So we've got a few of those kind of things in our sandbox that we still haven't used, that we still have developed, that we can still play with. So that's what I kind of like about the sandbox. It's like, wow, we're not tapped out. When you finish it, sometimes when you finish the game, you're like, wow, I'm tapped out. Like, there's nothing else we could have added to that. In this one, it's like, wow, we still have so much that we can kind of play with, and there's a lot more fun to have. So yeah, there's a lot more mechanics there. And if you watch the first trailer, you can see a few of those. It was the train, the crane, the slingshot. I think that was it. We also had one where we could shrink. We wanted to have the players like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, shrink the players down.
That would be cool.
Almost like a dream sequence type thing, but we couldn't work that into the story. And so we're like, oh, we'll keep that for later. So I wanted to add big head mode, like in
there you go.
Sick.
And
You can't fit indoors.
so the team was like, oh, but that was it. They're like, oh, if you have the big head, then you can't get through the door and it'll be clipping. It's like, no, just make it big. Just make it big heads. It doesn't matter if it clips into things. Like, it's just for fun.
Funny.
And so we have that. We have that kind of stored up for hopefully an update. You know, like, oh, I want big head mode. You know, so little.
Yeah, that all sounds
Those
like
are all
that
good
80s
ideas.
No,
DLC.
those are
Great
good
ideas.
good
That
ideas.
sounds like it. That sounds like that 80s DLC, huh?
Yeah, 80s deal. Yeah,
Sounds
80s
like
pop
it.
culture DLC.
Pretty cool.
There you go.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I just thought of something. There was another game that was also that we did see a trailer for in the eShop, along with Moving Out. I don't know if it was the same month. I think it was maybe a few months prior.
Okay.
But it was a game called Tools Up. It's also the same thing, similar, only that it focused on I think it was like demolition, and also like and renovation.
Renovation.
Yeah, it was renovation. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. We haven't
Yeah.
had a chance to play it yet, but I don't know if you, if
That's
you
in that
answered that, you
family,
probably
the family of
Yeah,
co-op
that-
games.
yeah. No, well,
Yeah.
I welcome it.
That one's much closer. Yeah, that one's much closer to an Overcooked style where you have jobs and there's like the
okay.
tasks and it's like paint this
Yeah.
wall or something like that. I think that's a Brazilian team that made that game. I met them at PAX.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right, so you are familiar.
yeah, it's kind of yeah. Oh yeah, I think Overcooked set the standard saying these games are there is a market for those games because there was quite a low period where everyone was not doing the kind of couch co-op kind of games, and now they kind of they're coming back in vogue because I think it's just people want a variety when everyone just follows one trend. There's only so many battle royale type games you can play. There's only so many first person shooters, or there's only so many kind of walking simulator puzzle kind of narrative ones. So it's like you got to spread the
love.
Kind of the game genres around.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, right before we went live, I was talking with 23rd Stallion, and I was telling him about an idea that I had. I'm like, all these games are awesome, these multiplayer couch co-op games, but I'd like to see one like with the Garbage Men.
Oh yeah.
Like that would work perfectly in that regard. Like,
it actually would. It would translate
Yeah.
pretty.
and you could have
fast.
somebody like driving the truck, and then someone they go out and different obstacles and stuff.
We've-
But no.
I need a stage like that. Where
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
where you drive
Yeah,
around and have to throw stuff in.
We have a stage. Yeah, so we have a work in progress stage where there's like a garbage truck that moves, and you've got to throw the stuff from the side of the road, like the
go.
side of the road.
Beat you to it.
Oh,
He
there you
beat
go.
you to it.
Hey man.
Yeah, that's it.
Ash is like, you gave away my stage.
Well, that's why I don't make games. That's why I don't make games, man. I just talk about
You
them.
ruined my whole
I
idea.
just talk about them. I don't make them.
That's the good thing about games is like when you have something like a garbage truck that has like these set rules and tasks and stuff, and you can add game mechanics to it. So that's what really drew me to Moving Out was like people know the idea of moving furniture. So how do you turn that into a game? How do you add those game mechanics? So yeah, there's we had a temporary level like that one because in the initial part of the game there was one level where you had to move a tech company out of their office, and you put it into a truck, and then you drive the truck, and then you throw it all into a like a trash compactor. It was kind of, and the original tone of the game was going to be very like self like bad the economy and bad kind of making fun of corporatization of the world. But the more we thought about it, it's like, let's embrace the 80s and let's embrace the 80s optimism and just dial up the wholesomeness. So instead of it being, why are they moving out? They're moving out because they couldn't pay rent or anything like that. It's like, no, they're just moving out. We made it about a weird cartoon conspiracy kind of thing than being a modern take on like anti-corporate and stuff. So, and once you embrace that wholesomeness, it was quite fun. Because it's very easy to be cynical right now, and so we wanted a game that wasn't cynical. So I think that's why the garbage one didn't make it in, because I think it was more about, we were just wasting, destroying all this furniture and stuff. But yeah, I think the game designers, coming up with game ideas, sometimes it is that. It's like, well, here's something that happens in real life. Wow, you could add game elements to that and it actually works, just like Red Dead's like cowboys, but it's a game, that's obviously a much wider thing, but for moving out, it's like moving this, or, farming simulator is perfect because farming has such rigid rules and outcomes and people know what to do. So yeah, there's a lot more games like that where it's just like take the real world and add a game layer to it.
You guys definitely did a good job at making it look inviting.
Definitely.
And having like the mass majority of people be able to play it.
Yeah, seriously.
Very accessible.
So, do you think I'll be able to become a future arrangement relocation technician? Also known as fart.
Yeah. When people say like, "Hey, what?" Like Paxton, like, "What did you do on the game?" It's like, well, I'm the studio head, so I didn't really do much. But that fart joke, that's me. And
That was awesome.
that VHS gag, that's all me. Because like the level design, like that's my level. I did coding. It's like, well, I did a lot of stuff, but I didn't really do much on it as well. Like it's kind of hard to pinpoint. But that fart joke, 100% me.
Awesome fart joke, man.
I need to become a fart.
And
That is.
here's a bit of trivia for you. So Jon is from Sweden. He made the he made the initial prototype. Fart in Sweden means fast.
Really? Learn.
There's a magazine. There's a magazine in Sweden called Fart Magazine, and it's like just for fast cars.
I want to get that magazine.
I need a copy.
I need a copy of that just to have it to show
Fart
people.
magazine.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Google like Fart Magazine, and so
That's
it's,
That's hilarious.
I want a car that could fart.
Yes. Wow.
give me
Yeah,
that car
yeah,
that's
the
the
fartest
farthest.
car.
The
Fart
farthest.
so much.
If you give it from the 80s, it's pretty much Wilson.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
No, it's
Great.
Oh my god.
The game's got a lot of charm. It's got a lot of charm.
I can't think of a better way to end this on the fart joke.
Yeah, no, that's the best way to end it.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh man.
Seriously. Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game. We look forward to beating it. A few more playthroughs, right?
Yeah, a couple more. Couple more.
Couple more playthroughs.
I'll probably say three. Three would
What,
we'll probably finish it.
we're on the
in 3 more.
third,
Well,
Yeah.
I guess,
Third part.
section.
well, we can ask how many stages are in this.
Yeah, there's 30 kind of story levels, so you'll get, and there's a final boss as well. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's like one of those. There's a giant boss battle at the end, which is actually a lot more work than it sounds. It was like, well, talking to the team, it's like, oh, we're never doing a massive boss level, 'cause it's one of those multi-stage boss level things, and it's like it's amazing how much of a time suck that was. It was like, wow, that was more work than we thought it would be, but we think it looks pretty cool. So, and we wanted to have that kind of video game boss battle for just to kind of clinch it as an
I'm
80s game.
excited.
Very
I'm actually
excited
excited to test out I want to see this
I'm
boss.
sure we're gonna appreciate that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Good,
Yes.
good end boss is what makes
Yeah.
the game.
Hell yeah.
It's true.
Because that's the last thing you remember. Is the
Yeah,
boss,
man.
The last
Yeah.
boss.
Sure. So I would say probably like one more playthrough or two. Definitely.
Probably 2.
Well, we
we did
got
like 20.
We got Turbo
We did like
Oh,
20
yeah.
stages so far.
to
Yeah.
And then
to
the bonus
actually
ones like
join
the
us.
plane, like that plane stage. I love that stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to get through all
stage
of
does
those.
look fun from what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
Oh, it's awesome.
would have gotten through it a lot quicker if it wasn't for this pandemic. Now we got people over. We can play the couch co-op.
Yeah, man.
And then stream that thing.
Yeah.
So
Bring
yeah.
Couch
Awesome.
Co-op back.
It'll be
Exactly.
on the channel soon. And
Exactly.
the rest
You'll
of
see
it will
it
be
on
on the channel soon.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
All right.
Have a blast.
Great.
man.
So anything you want to
Awesome.
tell people who are going to listen to this, where to find you?
Yeah, so check us out. We're on Twitter as SMG Studio, or just go smgstudio.com. You can check out our Moving Out and our other games. Yeah, and we're an Australian developer. We have a small team in LA as well. We've got 4 of my team in LA.
Wow.
2 of them are Aussies,
Oi, oi.
expats.
Yeah.
And we got people in Melbourne. But yeah, I think we've got more games coming out. We're working on stuff now. But yeah, thank you for let me chat. Let me chat about stuff that isn't SMG as well. I love just talking, just random game stuff. So let's when I see Master Chief is announced on Smash Brothers, I'll send you guys a message.
Actually, they don't care. You can just send that to me. They really just don't care.
No, but we appreciate you giving us your time.
Yeah,
also.
seriously, man. We know you're busy, and
Yes.
the fact that you're here right now is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for making an awesome game, especially a 4-player co-op game. There's you can never have enough of those multiplayer co-op games. So being able to play one of this quality is a privilege.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man.
All right.
All
All
right,
right.
sir.
Have a good one.
We good, Ash.
Take care, Ash.
Have a
Until
good one,
next
sir.
time.
Look at that picture right there.
Look forward to that DLC and the sequel.
And that swag.
Now,
Look at
before
that swag in that
before
picture.
I switch it forward, we're gonna announce the winner.
The 857 subscriber
That's right.
on YouTube.
Is none other.
None of it.
None other. I stuttered the crap out of that.
William Lee.
William Lee.
AKA
Billy
Billy
Lee.
Lee of the Double Dragons.
That's right.
Yes, they know level 857 loves beat 'em ups. And we have William Lee as the 857 subscriber for the YouTube channel. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Yes.
For level.
That sounds official. That sounds official right there. That's gonna come out.
That's a
good.
good. That's a good bounce.
That was crisp. That was crisp. That was crisp.
The golf clap.
I can't do it here.
And what does he win, gentlemen?
That's a good question.
No idea.
We're going to be giving away game codes.
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 No, we're giving him a game
A
code.
game
Yeah,
code.
that's what I
not
said.
plural.
These are codes.
Well,
River.
Oh, one game code? You don't want to give
River
him
City Girls
three?
game
One.
code
Yes.
Yes.
for the Switch, the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
So we have
Just
to get
one.
some information
Let's
so we
hope
can
he has
send
a
that
Switch.
to you, and we have to find out if you have a Switch. Because if you don't, we have to think of something else.
We're gonna have to think of someone else who gets the prize. But we want you to get the prize. Hopefully you have a Switch.
Yes.
Yes.
And thank you. Thank you for
Thank you for
subscribing.
Thank you for
subscribing.
subscribing.
We
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank
Yep,
you, William.
yep.
Lee.
With you.
Or Willie
William
Lee.
Lee.
I like
Yes.
to call him
Billy Lee. However you want.
with you.
Yeah.
William.
And hopefully when we get to 1,857, it's going to be James Lee.
All right.
Has
So,
nothing to do
Okay,
with
so
it.
thank you
so,
so much.
no
for watching.
sense.
so talking, it doesn't make any sense, but
and-
talking about subscribers, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Why? What are you doing?
No, I'm pointing. I'm
Oh.
trying to find a word. Trying to find a word. He got scared right there.
I was like, what?
Yeah, see where I'm pointing? Right there, guys.
Okay, yes. Make sure you hit that button. Subscribe to the channel. You know,
Not
it's,
that
it's up there twice. Look, it's up there at the top corner in the
Right
bottom.
above Chalk. It's
So
right
you
above
can-
Chalk's head, too.
It's up
If you
there.
click
It's
either one of those, you're gonna pause the,
Yeah,
the
you're gonna
screen.
pause the screen.
So click the real subscribe button.
If you know how to play a video, you know how to subscribe to this channel.
that direction over there.
So just make sure you do so. Also follow us on all our social media because we do a lot of giveaways, just like we did just
Just
a
the
few
right now.
seconds ago.
Bang, bang, bang.
But just to
Subscribe
be in the
over here.
loop, man, you want to know what we're coming out with. If you want to see us live or any of that stuff, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on our social media. Also,
Up there.
if you want to see this podcast right now, live and not recorded,
Then you could be watching us right now.
Bang, bang.
then you can watch this every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Easton, y'all.
That's right, on YouTube.
Yes.
All right, but if you don't get a chance to do that and you want to listen to it,
Where we gonna be?
we're going to be on all the podcasting services.
That's right.
That's right, man.
Pretty much all.
Apple Podcast, Spotify.
You find when
Google
we're not on?
Podcasts,
Get us on there. We'll get on there.
Stitcher, Castbox.
all
All
that
right,
stuff.
just check
Podcast
them-
All that
addicts.
stuff.
check
Just start
for our
naming
name.
stuff.
Check for our name.
Bam,
yellow?
bam, bam. No. All the major podcasting services are going to be available on there.
That's right.
All
And
right?
this podcast,
Podcast.
and this
Podcast.
podcast,
I like that.
and
This
this,
pasta cast.
Pasta Cast.
this podcast will be on YouTube
Yes.
later in the week
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
if you don't see us live. But it's better live. 'cause We can
Yes.
just chat with you.
And we have
real people.
we have a really interesting guest all the time. But our next guest is, without giving anything away, is going to be very interesting.
What do you mean by that?
We said it was a battle getting this person on.
It's quite a battle.
It was
Quite
quite a battle.
a battle.
It was quite
There
a
you go.
battle.
There you go.
Hold
getting
up.
guests on.
See what I did there? Hold up.
So yeah.
Yeah, find out on Twitter.
So find out on our social media. Make sure you follow us and subscribe to the channel. But until next week, y'all. Until next week. Peace.
Bang.
Peace.
Thank you guys for
Bang,
watching.
bang,
Thank you.
bang.
Appreciate you.
Bang, bang,
you.
bang.
Thank you.